Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Atlanta Community Open Qualifier number 3 for the month of October. Welcome to our viewers on Skillshot, as well as welcome to our viewers on the Xbox channel. My name is Bass from the Past, and join alongside me here today is the lovely Rome DMV. And Rome, we are back once again, my friend, with even more Rocket League action. You and I got to kick off this month with the first qualifier. Now we got you back here for the third. I am very excited to get into this one. How are you doing on this fantastic Thursday, my friend?
I'm doing great. It feels amazing to be back. Glad to be here yet again with you, man. Always a pleasure casting with you. And yes, the first qualifier was amazing. The second one, I had to watch it from the bleachers, but it was still very entertaining with my popcorn in hand. And now I'm back for the third qualifier where everything matters because guess what? This is the last chance for these teams, so I couldn't be more excited for today.
Indeed it is. It is the final chance that these teams will get to try and qualify for that grand final at the very end of the month. As we can see right now on your screens, we're going to be talking about all three of these qualifiers in total, $175 every single week up until this very last one. And then at the very end of all of this comes the big prize, $500 on the 28th, getting split amongst 350 to first, 100 to second, and 50 to third. But again, $175 per weekly here, Rome. A good chunk of change for each one of these players to play for. So much money throughout the month. You got to be happy to see this type of support.
Oh yeah, big time. You know, if you're smaller in the Rocket League scene, if you're not yet able to make it to that big stage and you're able to still take some money home, you'll love to see it for these players, man. We have seen some amazing talent in these tournaments already, and I wouldn't be surprised if for a lot of these players, the sky's the limit because there is just so many players with just endless amounts of talent. It's just amazing to see from these tournaments that we've been watching. So yes, $175 on the line for these teams, each qualifier. Yeah, absolutely love to see it.
100%. There's so many good things here today. And, well, we've also had some pretty good things in the past as well. A lot of good plays from a bunch of different weeks, including the last one, which I think we've got a top 10 ready for here. So we can go and check out everything that happened in the last week of the Atlanta Community Open and see what the highlights of qualifier number 2 were here. Rome, this was an interesting one because... oh, we're getting a little bit of something from the producer. I think we're here. We are here. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're already into it. Rome, how about you kick this one off, my friend?
Yeah, you know, we're starting off things hot in the top 10. You already know how we like to do it. Fast and simple. We got a very, very fast goal for Bag of Pancake, man. He's able to start this one off with a very, very quick goal, taking that early goal in that series, man. Very, very nice out of him.
Beautiful shot, but speaking of beautiful shots here, let's check out number 9, Aqua. Going high for this one, but playing it low. The ceiling fake with the flip reset Musty gets everyone to bite and has an easy goal to shoot upon. This may look simple, but the mind games being played are something else. What a fantastic goal from Aqua, and that was a team which found themselves pretty far into this one. Maybe we'll find a couple more highlights from that team.
Yeah, 100%, and coming in at number 8, we've got another one where it comes down to the mechanics, the movement, being able to just get it in at the right angle and passing it off directly to your teammate. The great communication for Pig to be able to get that one in off the beautiful delay coming out of Kimmy right here. Was able to tap that one over to his teammate, tossing that one in, evading the defenders. You'll love to see it coming in at 8.
Lovely, lovely ceiling shot and passing play there. The pre-jump from a team which we're about to see again. IG and Kemi, a team that had been all around, but last week, they had some defensive highlights as well as some offensive ones. Look at this double save from both players, making sure to keep this one out and keeping the streak alive.
Oh yeah, defense is so important as we've seen time and time again, but we're right back on with Aqua, with Pablo, and just like that, Aqua gonna be putting out the demo, said nobody's gonna be stopping me from scoring this one, and that's gonna be an easy open goal after that demo. Great stuff from them, and like you said, we'll most likely be seeing them today, hopefully, because they have been putting on some amazing plays for us to watch already.
Absolutely have, and maybe we'll see some more of them even further in the top 10. But for right now, let's get to number 5, and another familiar face here, Kemi and IG, as well as Pancake on the other end, who's going to get a disgusting bump to send his team on top here. Fantastic play all around. And number 5 through, honestly, 5 through 1 here, all going to be a bunch of offense, a bunch of highlights, and oh my word, we really are in for a treat, Rome.
Oh yes, in for a treat all day, especially if we already know the second qualifier, the highlights are going this way. We know the third one is going to be even better. And you see Rubik's already coming in, but defense is everything. The beautiful save coming out of Pablo, but it doesn't matter because Stizzy doing what Stizzy does, able to get it right off the rebound. Beautiful stuff coming out of Rubik's and Stizzy.
Fantastic plays all around here. And we're only at number 4. We've still got another 3 plays to get on through here. And, well, this one might be a little bit familiar. Up at number 3, who else but Aqua to take this one high? We saw him with a fake out before, but how about a double touch this time? Sneaks it on in past the last defender. Top left, and that'll take the overtime. Aqua and North, and I believe it was Northside, I believe was the name of the team. We'll have to try and reconfirm that one later today. But, hey, maybe we see them play under this team again here. We gotta hope, because with plays like that, they were doing fantastic.
Oh yeah, big time. And hey, we talk about familiarity. Well, guess what? Bobster and Hizzy, man, they were making some amazing plays, and we know offense is great, but defense is even better. Woo! And you can see Bobster coming over with the double save, able to flick that one out the net, man. Just an absolutely beautiful play from him. Hizzy and Bobster coming over from Rogue and making this little splash in Rocket League already.
Gotta love to see it, but the number 1 play is going to be even more spectacular, and another player we've seen on this top 10, IG Pig here, showing us some spectacular fake outs in front of the net. Flip reset to perfect accuracy. Bottom right corner gets both of the defenders to jump on this one. What a way to close out our top 10. Some spectacular plays all around from some fantastic teams. So much fun to watch, Roman. Guess what? Crazy thing. We get to do it again here today. We are still here with more Rocket League action for the Atlanta Community Open here. And like we had mentioned before, this is only qualifier number 3 for this event. First 2 qualifiers, 3 teams qualified. Now we get down to the final one, and only 2 can get through. So a little bit of a fiercer competition here today, Rome, and that's going to make it all the more exciting. But I'm interested in your thoughts. If a team does want to try and be successful here today, how do they put themselves on the best foot forward here? What are your keys to victory for today?
Hey, you got to let your offense come to you. So many times I've seen teams come out, they're eager, they've been waiting a whole week to get into this qualifier, and they say, you know what, we're going to go goal crazy, and then they end up getting goals scored against them just because that offense wasn't as clean as they expected it to be. So I think the team should be relying on their defense and letting their offense come to them. I really want to see what teams are going to focus on that defensive side of the ball in this one, because the third qualifier, yes, everyone wants to go outscore as many goals as possible, try and secure those wins, but you got to be safe on the back end. You gotta keep that security blanket in your home net, and hey, it's gonna be all about doing that today.
Man after my own heart. Agreed 100% here. Defense is really a game that is absolutely going to, well, win you the game overall here. And for a lot of these teams in a 2v2 scenario, we do see a lot of offensive highlights. You could see, I think, probably 8 out of the 10 plays we saw in that top 10 were offensive highlights here. But it's the teams that carry themselves with a solid enough defense that can really withstand the long haul here. And I would have to agree with you. I really do think that it's going to be rather necessary for these teams to try and play as defensively as possible. So let's see if we can get there. But first, we're going to have to try and hear what you guys think might be the keys to victory here. Stay connected with us and join the conversation online. Use hashtag ATLOpen and hashtag IATLGG, and let us know what you guys think might be the keys to victory here for these teams. Like we mentioned before, though, a lot of teams have tried, a lot of teams have not made it, but this week is no different. 30 different teams have signed up so far here, meaning we will get at minimum 5 rounds of this, and oh boy, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to start off here, I believe, with Inferior versus Walker, and this is going to be a rather interesting one because I don't think I'm very familiar with either one of these teams, and, well, if history is anything to show us, when we're not familiar with the teams, that just means an even better banger.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm about to pull it up myself, find out a little bit about these squads right now as they're about to battle it out. It looks like Bayou Fan and Tiger Wolf going up against Cristo and Gabe. So, hey, look, hey, both of these squads relatively new on CMG. You know, it looks like in the squad in Inferior, they have a little bit more experience in the Rocket League scene overall. So, 6-12 record coming out of them for Inferior. Walker looks like they have a 0-0 record in Rocket League. So who knows what they're going to be bringing to the table. Man, this is going to be a very good matchup. You know, everyone's trying to be making their name right here, and this is the perfect time to do it. If you want to make a name, you got to do it now, especially if you get a matchup where, guess what? If we don't know them, then I'm sure that the players aren't aware of them either. So, hey, if you get a matchup against some guys that you aren't really that knowledgeable of, you got to come in, got to be confident, and got to get that first win.
100%. Confidence is going to be key here, and momentum, another thing that we're going to have to emphasize, because we mentioned this last time, Rome, not a lot of time for recovery in a best of 3. You have got to come out the gates firing, because if you fall asleep for even a moment, that's enough time for the other team to take full advantage. So let's see which team does that first. Game number 1 of this best of 3 underway here. Like we mentioned, Walkers versus Inferior. Neither team with too much of a history here, which means we get to be all the more excited about what is to come.
Yeah, exactly. It's a complete surprise, and nobody knows exactly what to expect. Could either see some pretty amazing plays or some plays where we say, hey, look, man, might need to go back to the drawing board for that one. So I'm excited either way, because guess what? We get to watch some amazing Rocket League action, and I get to cast it with Bass, man. Always a pleasure.
Much appreciated here. Well, so far, hopefully at least the gameplay has delivered, if my casting has not yet. But we're only a minute into this one. Plenty of time for things to develop here, and I've got a feeling that we're going to see a great back and forth here, because both teams playing this one rather safely, and that's a nice sign you get to see in game number 1, when both teams are taking this as seriously as possible, making sure to be cautious of that defense and offense both. It really does mean you've got a long battle ahead of you, and so far, this battle through the first minute has felt pretty elongated. Neither team has been able to find themselves a shot into the back of the net. But, like we mentioned, plenty of time left on the board, plenty of opportunities, and eventually someone will strike.
Yeah, you know, we talked about the defense being the focal point, and that's exactly what we're seeing here today. And, you know, that's what we need out of these two teams. You know, 90 seconds into this bad boy, and, you know, teams are just playing it how they are. But Bayou fan going to be able to get that first goal right at the 90-second mark, and, man, that's just exactly what you need to see.
That is a huge goal, and it's a very explosive one at that. Everyone flying every which way, just getting in the way of each other via demo. No one in the way of this one, though, and I'm a little bit surprised by this. What happened?
Yeah, looks like just a goal off the rip. Hey, we love the kickoff goals, and hey, we get another one right there. Kind of a surprising one after such good defense out of this Walker squad, but Inferior going up 2-0 and looking like the more experienced squad already.
So far, they really do seem like they are rather capable of taking this first win here, but with over 3 minutes remaining, I don't necessarily want to count out Walkers quite yet. They've got plenty of time to get back into this one, but I would say they need a little bit more offense right now, Rome. It feels like they're kind of muted. They're getting pushed into their own half, not really sure how to break out, and once they do, it's a little bit unfortunate that they have very little boost left in their tank, not much of a plan to go into offense, and it kind of feels like the panic is starting to set in, which I'm hoping it does not, because like we mentioned, plenty of time left, even in this best of 3, to try and recover, but you don't necessarily want to tilt yourself out of a series this early. It's about mental fortitude, and that's something so far Inferior have absolutely shown.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen plenty of 2-0 comebacks. You know, if you go down 2-0, you just got to have that right mental capacity. And oh my goodness, such a close goal. Missed opportunity coming out of this Inferior squad. I thought that one might have been good to go, but hey, just like that, man, sometimes you got to get a little bit lucky, and they were able to there. Almost another goal chance coming out, but Cristo able to bat that one away. Not going to be able to let that one go into his own goal. Maybe some offense coming out of this squad finally in Walker. We're going to have to wait and see.
Have to wait and see for now. A lot of patience being displayed here in this very first game. Like we mentioned, it's lovely to see, but unfortunately for Walkers at this point, it hasn't quite been able to benefit them yet. They're still trying to get an offense together here and not quite able to do so. Another attempt at attack, but it is thwarted and sent the other way. Immediate challenge out at midfield here, and Inferior starting to really lock the team into their own half, making this rather difficult. Let's see if maybe, though, we can get one good breakaway. Wait a minute, this is on target. It's into the back of the net. Gabeson out of nowhere puts in a goal, and where were they even at? They were on the wall, almost on the ceiling, and got that shot.
Yeah, that one is incredible right there, man. Coming off the top ropes, just able to scoop that one off the ground and carry that one in, man. You saw all 4 players were within a 5-foot radius of each other, man. You love to see it, but hey, Walkers were able to come out on top, man. You love to see it.
I'm not so sure if they're going to love to see this one, though, unfortunately, because Inferior have all of a sudden regained their 2-goal lead. 90 seconds remaining, and the Walkers, within the blink of an eye, Rome, are back down to a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, just like that. And, you know, Inferior able to clap back again, man. 2 very, very quick goals. And Inferior has shown that they have some very, very fast firepower, and they're really able to come very quickly. And now we're going to need to see Walkers really pick it up, and they're going to need to pick it up quickly, putting together some really good offense. The defense from Inferior hasn't been all that amazing. Haven't really seen too many amazing saves, things like that. So, hey, maybe Walker will be able to put something together here in the last minute.
You're going to have to try. Otherwise, this is going to be a little bit of a unfortunate defeat, to put it simply here. Inferior looked stronger in the first half, but during the last minute or so, they have been unrelenting with this offense. Pressure on pressure on pressure, making the Walkers seem a lot more uncomfortable on defense here. But the kickoff strategy is still a little bit bold from Inferior here. I can understand why if they're going to try and fake, but maybe don't show your hand when you're up by 3 in the first game, because now all you've done is make the other team aware that you might try some fake kickoffs. But hey, who am I to criticize? They have taken the win here in game number 1, because with 50 seconds left and a 3-goal deficit, it is technically possible for a comeback, Rome, but highly unlikely is putting it rather kindly.
Yeah, extremely unlikely. And just as we say that, there's going to be another goal for Bayou Fan. Man, he is just putting in work right now, as they're going to be getting their 5th goal, 38 seconds left. And yeah, you're not going to be able to get to that one in time, Gabe, as that one's going to be going right in the back of the net. And like you said, this one is all but over in the favor of Inferior.
They did a great job, though. I have to give full credit to Inferior where it is due. They continue to put this pressure on and never stop shooting on target. And now they're going for stuff like this. Ceiling reset musty flick is probably not what I would expect in game 1 of today. But hey, if this is the type of shots we are getting, it's going to be a spectacular one. And maybe it's one which the Walkers can actually try and survive through here. Late game resurgence for the team. It's not going to change the outcome. But hey, giving them the momentum necessary to make us go to that 3rd game.
Yeah, as long as you're able to get some kind of momentum going into this next game, because going down 0-1, especially if you went down in a 5-1 deficit, that's just not going to be feeling good for your confidence whatsoever going into that 2nd game, where it's going to be a must-win for the Walker squad. And, you know, Inferior, they've been looking very, very good on offense. They've shown that they can do some pretty crazy moves to get that thing in the back of the net, and even shown that they can get back on defense and prevail on that side as well. So, man, Walkers in game 2, going to just need to see more all around from them, offense and defense combined.
100%. We just need to see them pick up the pace a little bit, I would say, as well. It feels like they're a little bit out of it at the moment, Rome, where every time they do try to approach a ball, they're either a half a second too late, or they're not quite able to get a good 50-50. But, you know, that could all change here. Maybe we get... Well, I think I heard something from production talking about maybe server switches here, because I was going to mention it did look like the team had about 110 ping throughout that entire game. And while that's not necessarily going to be completely detrimental for a team like Walkers, who really did rely on a lot of good 50-50s to kind of break out from midfield, that could change a lot of things. So if we do actually get a server switch here, do you see us going to game number 3, Rome?
Maybe. It sounds like we are going to be switching those servers from production, which is going to be good news for the side of Walkers. Now, do I think that it's going to be enough to change the entire aspect of the outcome of this game? I'm not sure, because Inferior was looking pretty good with their moves that they were pulling off. They were looking like you said, pulling off the ceiling musty flick, man. Able to pull that one off, man. Come on, like, even going for it, like you said, man. They're showing that they definitely have that confidence today. So hey, if you got confidence, you're already up 1-0, and you won it in convincing fashion, I'm comfortable with Inferior taking this one, even though it's not going to be on their server.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. 2-0 here in favor of Inferior from Rome. And, well, sir, we're going to have to find out whether or not that's true. We are indeed getting that server switch, which means that they are going to have at least a little bit of an advantage here. But like you said, I don't know if it's going to really be enough to change the outcome here. Yes, it's going to definitely benefit them in a lot of 50s, and that awkward defense we were seeing is going to be a little bit less occurring. But I don't necessarily know if it's going to mean that they can turn into a better offense there, because you look at the 2 goals that they scored. One of them was kind of a breakaway goal that came out of nowhere. The other one was a solo play. And while the solo play might be a little bit more successful on better ping, it's not necessarily going to be enough that it's going to fully change the outcome here. So I agree with you. I think that this is probably going 2-0 in favor of Inferior here, but I'm always happy to be wrong. I'm happy to stand corrected here and to see Walkers try and force into a third game. All I really want is good Rocket League, and so far it has delivered. Like you said, Inferior going for some rather intricate shots in that first game, and if they can hit one in game number 2, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to absolutely explode out of this chair.
Yeah, who knows, man? They're trying to they might have seen that top 10 highlight reel that we played earlier, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna end up on that this week. We're going for all the crazy shots. We're gonna somehow get on that list." And it looks like they're going for number 1 at this rate. So who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe they got a little bit inspired from that highlight reel clip.
Yeah, that's I gotta hope so. I would love to see that. I really would love to see a little bit more of an intricate play overall here, and to see them, kind of just try to pop off, because at the end of the day, what's really more worth it, $125 or being able to see yourself in the top 10? I might take the first one. But, hey, to each their own. If they want to try and make that top 10, that's, whatever their prerogative is here, I guess, today. But I'm really interested to see what these teams do here today. And I'm also interested to see some of the teams that are returning here today, because we've got a lot of familiar faces here today, and many of them are pretty much the same, some of them slightly different. A good example of that is Grupo Terricola is back again here today. The Night Garden G's are back again here today. Another one that is going to be back here again today is Mamere Esports. And one of the more interesting ones I want to talk to you about that I don't think you might be as familiar with, Rome, is Smokes and today, Billy. Are you familiar with the legend of Smokes and everything that he has done here for the Atlanta Community Open?
I've heard about Smokes. I've seen some of his highlights. Haven't heard about Billy, though. So would like a little bit of information about these guys. What you got for me today?
Ooh, I got a whole lot of info for them. All right, so Smokes, as we all know, is
Okay.
one of the most prolific players in all of the Atlanta Community Open, coming back to not only win multiple of these events overall, but coming back pretty much month after month after month and always qualifying for the final events. But the interesting thing is that Smokes has done this with so many different people, whether it is Evo, whether it is Kieran, whether it is I'm trying to think of a couple other people. I think he might have brought in Stealth at some point for one of his plays. But today he brings in Billy. And why Billy is an interesting player to me is because guess what? Smokes did it again. He brought in another professional player. And this is not he's kind of pro, like on the semi-pro. No, this is Billy, who was signed to Wild last season, a professional EU org, and played in RLCS. So Smokes just kind of does this. I don't really know how he does this, but like once a month he goes, hey, who's the best player on my friends list? Oh, this guy. Let's just bring him in. Like, don't you wish that you just had like a professional player in your back pocket that you could take into tournaments? How fantastic would that be?
Oh yeah, 100%. If you got good networking, if you're very tight with a lot of those players that are higher up and you're able to pull one of them down to come and do one of these qualifiers and one of these main events with you, by all means, Smokes, I don't blame you. Go ahead and do that, man. Hey, if Billy is Billy the truth, then hey, here we go, man. It's going to be very fun for them. But there is a lot of teams today that they have to go up against, man. Like I even saw Northway is in it, and like we already know what they're capable of. So man, it's just so many teams that they're going to have to battle through. But by the sound of it, it sounds like Smokes and Billy are going to be your favorite for today. Is that wrong?
Oh, I want to say yes. There's a couple people who have shown up here today that make me a little bit nervous to full on say yes, but I think I'm going to have to put my money down on Smokes and Billy here. Not only because of the fact that I think that Smokes is a very capable player and that Billy is a professional, obviously, who's been here before, but I've learned over time, betting against Smokes is a very bad idea. That player seems to pop off every time, and, well, we're going to have to figure out if he pops off later tonight. So here we go. Game number 2 of this best of 3. Yes, we still have this first matchup to get through here, and we'll get to see which one of these two teams has the potential ability to battle against Smokes here. But like we had mentioned before, this is a game you and I kind of think Inferior's taken and just going clean through, but we're going to have to find out. Walker's trying to be the upset here, trying to even out the series.
Yeah, they got to do it and got to do it quick. And we've seen so many times in this series that the quick goals can happen from Inferior. And already Walker doing a great job of not letting the early goal happen, at least the goal right off the rip. And based off of the way that these guys are volleying back and forth, we'll see how they're going to be getting started. As right now we can see Cristo, they're going to be coming out off on this offensive side, but just like that, it's going to be volleyed right back out from this side of Inferior. Going to be right back on the offense, going for a nice play right there, but going to be saved by Gabe. Nice one to clear that one out.
Fantastic offense already, though. Like you said, Inferior not missing a beat in between games here. Uh-oh, but their defense might have. But Gabe splits this off target. Gabeson with an open net to drill that one in. That would have been absolutely crucial, but oh boy, Rome, to say that play went awry would be putting it gently.
Yeah, that was one that they needed, to say the least, man. That would have been a huge confidence boost for this Walker squad for sure. And man, they need to put something together and put it together quick.
Oh boy, do they ever, because now they're down by a goal as well. That's a bit brutal, as Walker is getting so close to finally finding that offense, finding a lead here, which would have been huge for their momentum. But all of a sudden, Inferior back on top here. 3:33 remaining in this game. We've been talking about it all day. Plenty of time for a turnaround, but with the way that Inferior are moving right now, I'm not so sure that that is a likely scenario.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, getting out to that early lead, that's the confidence booster that Inferior needs. You know, we know that they're most likely going to be comfortable, as most teams are, playing with that lead. So they're going to need to extend this one to 2-0 if they want to be that much more comfortable.
Liking the defense on the side of Inferior, though. As much as we do want to try and, you know, talk about how Walker can improve here, we also have to recognize that Inferior aren't really giving them the opportunity to do so. So far, Inferior, from game 1 to game 2, have not only looked stronger than before, but really have emphasized this defense a little bit further as well. Doing a good job of cutting off most of the offense that the Walkers are now starting to find, and not really letting these shots turn into anything threatening. Meanwhile, on the other end, immediately drilling it into the back of the net is Tiger Wolf here, and Inferior, they still seem to have that offensive efficiency as well.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're the side of Walkers, you got to find a way to stop this Inferior squad, because right now Walkers are looking like the Inferior squad is. Right now they're down 2-0 yet again. They find themselves in this hole already halfway through in this second game. This one's looking like it's on its way to a 2-0 unless this squad and Walkers is going to be able to pull something out quickly. A big demo coming out onto Gabe, and just like that, Bayou fan is going to be able to secure that one, going up 3-0 now in this game number 2.
Oh my word, what a flip reset to drill that one into the back of the net. And only halfway through this game too, Inferior seem to really stay on top here. They're not even giving the option to Walkers to get back into this one. Despite the couple of chances Walkers have had, aside from, well, that first couple of chances, they haven't really had any others. Besides that, it's just been all offense from Inferior, who continue to press here. Shot after shot after shot. Now this one will dribble out into the corner, but guarantee you Inferior is going to be waiting in the wings out at midfield here. They see the heavy touch, and all of a sudden BU fan is going to take this one the other way, or I think that's BYU fan. I'll get your name right because I have to, because you just scored a fantastic goal. Well done to the fan, and what a way to put your team back on top again.
Yeah, hey, he might be a big fan of Brigham Young over there. Hey, wouldn't be opposed to it, man. They got a good program over there, man. But 4-0 now for this Inferior squad, and they're looking anything but that, as they are really putting this squad... Oh, no. I don't even know how that miscommunication happened, but hey, this Inferior squad, they can't let things like that happen, as I don't know what could have happened. I don't know if BYU just... miscommunication, wasn't ready, went to go grab some food real quick after the goal. I don't know what happened, but hey, the Walkers able to get their first goal right there. So who knows, man.
Yeah, I like that theory best of all, though. He went to go eat some food. Dude scored a goal and went, hold up, my mom's calling me for dinner. Give me a second. I'll be back in just a moment, and ran upstairs to grab something to eat. Listen, man, I'm not going to be one to criticize your strategies, because no matter what you're doing, you're still on top. Inferior may miss a kickoff every goal or two, but, you know, as long as they keep the lead in their favor, who are we to criticize, right?
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's working, whatever floats your boat, if you will. You know, 4-1. Man, just like that. 5-1 for this side, man. That's a beautiful shot by Tiger Wolf, man. To go up 5-1, and with only 94 seconds left in this game, I would like to say that Inferior looking like they're going to be moving on to the next round.
I would have to imagine so. With 90 seconds left, there's technically an ability to come back here from walkers, but when they're taking shots like this on the other end, going for the pre-jump off the ceiling just to try and score, and then pinching it off the wall, yeah, these guys look like they have the utmost confidence, and I don't think that they're going to be letting up with this offensive pressure anytime soon. The walkers did give them a good run for their money. I want to give credit where it is due. Walkers really did look like they were a much stronger team here in Game 2. Their offense, when it did get the ability to try and score, really did put on some threatening shots, but unfortunately it felt like momentum just kind of faded away from them here, and as the 6th goal goes in, you can understand why they're a little bit deflated now and playing like such. It felt like that open net miss we saw earlier, Rome, was kind of the catalyst to the downfall for walkers.
Yeah, 100%, and man, it was so gut-wrenching for them, and they know that this is the 3rd qualifier. I'm sure that might take some toll on them, knowing that this is the last chance, and man, just like that, they gotta try to make it out. But man, BYU fan gonna be able to put that one in the back of the net yet again, and they are just putting insult to injury right now as they're up 7-1, not letting up whatsoever. 6-goal lead. Man, this is a beatdown right now.
Indeed it is, and well, BYU fan might also be a fan of their soccer team as well, as we are currently up 7-1. It's a Brazil that I thought was about to get broken there. Not quite able to, but hey, we should have expected this. It's the inferior don't go for kickoff strategy that somehow turns into a good... I don't understand. They did this, what, 4 times throughout the series, and I think they got scored on once because of it? They must be playing some mind games that you and I just don't know about, Rome.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but hey, look, man, whatever's working at this rate, hey, maybe they're practicing for the next round, something that they want to pull out, maybe a little pocket play that they have, who knows, man, but hey, at this rate, it's just about how long they want to keep this game going because, hey, look, man, as you guys can see, it looks like they have decided to opt out and say, you know what? We lost this one. It's okay. 3rd qualifier wasn't our day. And hey, look, man, just like that, that's why they were looking very, very good right there, man. They were looking very good. I liked inferior, the way that they were looking on offense. I don't know how their defense is going to look against a better offensive team, but hey, look, if your offense is clicking like that, who cares about defense, right?
Yeah, at a certain point, all offense. I like how we've completely 180'd from what we were talking about pregame, when we were like, no, defense is key. Now we see the first matchup and we go, I think it's an awesome offensive day today. No, but I'd have to agree with you at this point. I really do think that it's going to be interesting. Their offense looks like it could stand the test against a lot of teams in this bracket, but defense is where we've got to be a little bit worried here, because they can make errors like that against a team like the Walkers, but what if they make an error like that against, I don't know, say Mamere Esports or maybe Smokes' team or someone like that? They might be a little bit more punishing, but we're going to have to find out. An interesting start to the day here as Inferior takes a 2-0 to sweep on through, and honestly, I mean, it's not that surprising considering the first game, but we're always cheering for that game 3 in a best of 3, because so often we end up getting that 2-0 that just goes in favor of one team or another. But I think this one might be a little bit different. Guess who we got back on screen now, Rome? We're going back to Grupo Terricola. This time, they are playing... Oh boy, I'm going to try to get this one right. I apologize if I do not. Tonino Spider-Mans, I believe is how you pronounce that name, which is OPS and Danny. And listen, if their name is going to carry them to victory, or any name is going to carry them to victory, it's going to be Tonino Spider-Mans, because what?
Yeah, exactly. I read that name, I'm looking at it, and I'm glad that you tried to say it before I did, because I'm pretty sure I would have butchered it a lot worse, man. But hey, it's got Spider-Man in it, so hopefully something sticks, right? Hey, there you go. So hopefully this squad is able to come out on top today. Not exactly sure what the history of this squad is, but we already know Grupo Terricola and what they are capable of, man. We have seen Rubik's and Stizzy so many times, man. I enjoyed casting them in the week 1 where they came out with so much fire, and they were shocking a lot of people, including you, Bass. So, hey, I'm extremely excited to see what this squad is going to be bringing today.
Listen, hands up, I will be the first to admit it. Not knowing who this team was going into last week, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, that is a mistake on my part, because these guys have ingrained their names in my head after this one. I'll be remembering Stizzy and Rubik's for a very long time, because this team is beyond capable. They took an upset win last week that just kind of surprised us all here, and I would not be surprised if they take another win this week, because this team beyond just looking capable as a Rocket League squad, they've shown they have resilience here. They've shown that they can go the distance in a series and still come out on top by battling back and forth. So I'm interested. If the Spider-Man team wants to try and battle this one out here, I would say don't wait to try and pop off here. If you want to get Grupo Terricola uncomfortable, you need to do it right out the gates, because if you let Grupo get to their top form, I don't know if there's anybody that can slow them down.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that at least when I witnessed them in their top form, it was when Stizzy was on his A game on offense. And it almost seems like players had to focus on that, which opened up Rubix, who's normally the defensive player on that squad, to come out and get a lot of goals for them in that first qualifier. At least that's how that one turned on its heels. We said, Rubix, you got to get something going to help Stizzy out. And finally, he was able to do that. And man, Stizzy was able to make some defensive plays as well to help out Rubix, back him up. And this squad just has some amazing chemistry. I know for a fact that they have some amazing communication, because you can't be pulling off some of the plays that these guys are pulling off unless you have just incredible coordination with each other, letting them know exactly where you're going to be tapping that ball so they can go get it, so they can defend it, whatever it's going to be, letting them know a demo is coming out, whatever you got to talk about, you got to keep that communication up, and this squad definitely has it.
100%. I would agree with you all the way through there, is that communication is going to be key, especially once you get to high-level 2v2s, because a lot of what people think high-level 2v2s is just solo play, and then the solo play doesn't work out, back into defense, have that second player, rotate back in, do it again, just sort of this repeat. But the real way that teams sort of separate themselves once you get to a higher level of 2v2 is the teams who do start communicating effectively. Because if you're expecting a solo play every time, and then all of a sudden, oh crap, that ball that we thought was going on target is all of a sudden ricocheting off to my teammate, or to their teammate who's going to take a shot, that completely flusters the defense. So that's a big thing here today, is that we really do need to see teams get a little bit more creative with their offenses. And I think that a team like Grupo Terricola is absolutely a squad to do so. But again, I am no longer going to underestimate a squad just because I have not heard of them. So for Tonino Spider-Mans at this point, I'm going to leave it up in the air here. I'm excited to see what you guys can display in this very first matchup. And again, like we said, I think it's an important one for them. If they do not come out the gates firing in game number 1, this might just be another 2-0 sweep in favor of Grupo.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we know what Grupo's capable of, but like you said, can't count anyone out. So, hey, listen, man, the Spider-Man's team, they got to come, and they got to come correct, because I'm sure that they're aware of the monster that they're up against right now with Stizzy and Rubix. And hey, listen, man, all I can say is that I'm excited. Who knows, man? You love to see an upset. So, hey, I'll say that I'm rooting for you, Spider-Mans, but I'm not saying that it's going to be exactly something that I'm going to put a prediction on, because, hey, right now, the way that I've been watching Stizzy and Rubix play in these qualifiers, man, has been really something special to watch.
You are a safer man than I, not putting bets on something that you are unaware of here. I'd be probably too bold and say something like Grupo takes this one, but honestly, as important as this matchup is, it's not as if the road gets any easier after this one. The winner of this matchup actually goes on to face Night Garden G's, who, if you guys are familiar with, I believe that is going to be Kemi and IG Pig, otherwise known as Storms, who will be playing in their next matchup. So imagine that being your reward. Oh my gosh, we just upset possibly the number 1 seed in Grupo. What do we got next? Oh, another one of the top dogs. Fantastic. So, hey, listen, we talk about this all the time. If you're in this contest, you have to believe that you can take it all the way. And for Tonino Spider-Man, they quite literally have to do that. They need to have that wherewithal to just completely truck through these first couple rounds, because as much as usually we talk about, you know, oh, you get further into the rounds, it gets a little bit harder every single round. There's an actual possibility that if Tonino Spider-Man get through this one, it could just get easier from here on out. So we're going to have to see here. For them, they've got to test in Grupo Terricola. But as we mentioned, with the unknown teams, we're just going to have to see what happens.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's a big question mark with this squad right now. And, you know, you look at Grupo Terricola, you know, last week they had a very, very, very strong performance overall. And I don't really see a reason for that to stop. I don't really see a reason for them to let up at all. And I think that they're going to be coming in with the momentum. They see that money is available. They see that 175 prize pool for today. And I'm sure that they're very, very excited to go for that yet again and grab a piece of that. So this is going to be a great matchup between these two squads either way.
I have 100% faith in that one. I think that this is going to be a fantastic back and forth. But, I mean, listen, I don't want to push you to ask what exactly your predictions are on this one, but random prediction up in the air. I'll say that this one goes 2-0 I want to say 2-0 in favor of Grupo just because, you know, if someone does get that first match, they take it. But you throw a prediction into the wind here. Who are you thinking takes this one?
I'll most likely go with Grupo Terricola. I'll say that it's going to be Grupo Terricola 2-0, and I'll say that they're going to be showing off on the offensive end. This might be an offensive day, man. Who knows? I'm feeling it a little bit. I think that they're going to be scoring over 6 goals. We'll see if that'll come true. Who knows, man? If I think they're going to be coming out on fire, they're going to be watching that last match and say, oh, they put up 7-8 goals. Okay, we can put up the same amount. So we'll see if they're going to be able to come out hot. See how Stizzy's going to be feeling today on that offensive end. See how Rubik's is going to be backing him up. Maybe he's going to be feeling himself today too. Who knows, man? Either way, I'm super excited to watch the squad play, man.
As am I. I think this is going to be an interesting one because, like you said, it's one of these things where what Rubik's do we get on the day? What Stizzy do we get on the day? Last time Stizzy out the gates was firing, made sure to keep that offensive pressure up throughout the entire day and the entire bracket. But Rubik's really only coming alive during the last couple of games that we saw them play. So let's see if we get Rubik's with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more out-the-gate firepower here in this first matchup. And I'd really like to see that. I think, like you said, an offensive day is not something you and I were expecting. We were hoping to see a little bit of defensive priority here, but I don't think either of us are going to, you know, complain if we end up getting an offensive powerhouse here today out of any of these teams. It's always spectacular to watch, and, you know, if we do get that ceiling musty to double, I'd love to see it. We're going to have to find out, though. Game number 1 underway in this best of 3. It is going to be an interesting one. Grupo Terricola in the orange. Their opponents in the blue here. And like we said, for Spider-Mans at this point, it's about coming out the gates firing.
Yeah, got to come out quick, and we already know what Grupo is capable of, and we'll see if them and Stizzy are going to be able to come out hot. As you see, they're already trying to put this bad boy on that offensive end.
Ooh, getting a little bit of dribbles out in midfield. Some awkward plays all around. I don't really know what I just witnessed there, but I think it's going to be a goal in favor of Grupo. No such luck. OPS going to send this one the other way, and now a chance on the other end. And I'm not going to act as if I understand what's going on right now, because the first goal has been scored in favor of Grupo, and I don't think I've ever been more confused. The chaos just erupted out at midfield.
Yeah, a lot of chaos, but hey, look, we love chaos over here, and Grupo going to be starting the chaos off right with a 1-0 goal advantage. And that's exactly how you want to start it off if you are going to be this Grupo squad. You know, you don't want to come out lackluster. You don't want to let this team even feel like they have a chance of beating you. You know, you've been in the finals back-to-back qualifiers now, and you got to get back there yet again, and you want to put this team down. You got to treat every team just like it is that final situation, and just like that, Stizzy going to be putting in the second goal at the 4-minute mark. My goodness.
Oh, yeah, out the gates, these guys have been firing. They are not missing a beat from last week. Because, like you said, last week they took themselves back to the finals here, but they did not win last week. So, they might want a little bit of revenge here to try and just kind of pull this one out, try and get as much offense together as physically possible. But let's see if they can continue with said offensive pressure. They endure a shot just barely off target. Now they go the other way. Grupo Terricola trying to play this one methodically, but also keep up the offense. And oh boy, maybe we were correct in saying that this one was going to be an offensive day. Maybe our early defensive predictions, I don't know what word to use there. I'm a little bit flustered because that goal probably should never have happened.
Yeah, that one was a little bit rough right there. Ah, man, just missing the ball outright. Almost had the chance to save it, but just whiffed the opportunity, unfortunately. And you can see Stizzy already going to be lining this bad boy up, man. He is out for blood right now. They are not messing around. And just like that, going to be tapping it in is Rubik's. And this is a 4 goals already just in 90 seconds of gameplay. Grupo Terricola looking like the champions that they're striving to be.
Very much so. I mean, they look like Grupo Terricola. This is kind of what we were expecting at this point. We were kind of expecting the team to come out firing, but as we had with Grupo in week number 1, we didn't necessarily want to underestimate them, thinking that maybe they could be that surprise team. Unfortunately, as solid as Tonino Spider-Mans look right now, they still don't seem to have that same sort of firepower that Grupo Terricola has. They've had a couple of good defensive stands here, but they're going to need more than just that if they want to take down the previous champs. And maybe they could have had a chance there. No such luck, though. Tried to slot one in, but instead now, here it goes the other way. Stizzy going to try and link up with his teammate, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe they're just playing possession game. Every once in a while you do see this. A team who has recognized that, oh boy, this could be a little bit out of hand for our opponents. So instead of just scoring on repeat, they end up making some more intricate shots, end up trying to play for some more possession, and I can't appreciate it. It means that we don't necessarily have to sit here through 20 goals, and Rome, I don't know if you've ever sat through a 20-goal game. It's long, and that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, at that point, the intermission to get back to the kickoff is going to be what took up most of the time in the game. So I can imagine a 20-goal game would take an excruciatingly long amount of time. My goodness.
Oh, my word. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one here. I think that at this point, we're going to start to just kind of see Grupo take it back and forth and just kind of dwindle away this time here. And like we said, for good reason here. They don't necessarily want to completely stunt on Tonino Spider-Mans, as well as they also don't really want to reveal their hand. If you think about it this way, they show all of the different tricks they have on offense in this very first matchup. Any of their opponents in the coming rounds here are watching, they all of a sudden have a way to read this team. They get 4 goals on the board within the first 90 seconds and then score 1 more just kind of off of a cross-court shot that's undefended. You're not really able to read the team anymore. You kind of have to try and still play a guessing game. So, listen, I think this is strategically a better idea for Grupo Terricola. Does it make me a little bit sad because, you know, I think this is probably the best scenario we have to see that double reset musty flick or something spectacular? Yes. But I kind of get it. Like I said, strategy over stunting, and right now that's the plan for Grupo. Okay, please tell me you heard. No! Oh, no!
Wow.
I thought they heard
Wow.
me, and that Stizzy went, yeah, I'm going to go do something spectacular, and, well, apparently Tonino Spider-Mans wanted nothing of that.
Yeah, Stizzy was almost able to make the amazing play that we've seen him do so many times, but just barely off goal right there. And man, Stizzy trying to guide it in yet again, but he's going to be missing again. And man, I said that I'd probably see 6 goals, and they're going to need to score 1 more in order for that prediction to come true. And, you know, knowing this squad, they got it on that side of Spider-Man's this entire time. I'm pretty sure that is going to be the case, that they're going to be able to get 1 more in here in this final minute. But hey, who knows, man, because this one's definitely going to the side of Grupo.
Yeah, this is, I'm not even going to say most likely. Every once in a while, you try to, you know, hold out a little bit of faith and just be like, oh, maybe there's a chance. No, there's no chance here at this point, unfortunately. Grupo Terricola just too strong of a team, but apparently not strong enough of a team to hold on to the shutout. What happened here? Danny just kind of goes cross-court, and Stizzy, I guess, can't get the bump, so there we go. First goal in favor of Grupo Terricola. Or, excuse me, Tonino.
Yeah, hey, look, man, we always talk about momentum going into that second game if you know that you lost the first game. And, you know, right now, man, Grupo Terricola, they are not falling for that fake kickoff whatsoever. They are staying home, tried and true, not going to be letting Spider-Mans get anything. And, man, right now, this Grupo squad, we're going to need to see a little bit more out of them on the defensive side. I feel like they're letting up a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that they're letting up a little bit here. I mean, you can see they're just kind of waiting out of midfield here. If Tonino Spider-Man want to get themselves a couple extra goals, I was going to say they can, but apparently they do not want to. That one going off the backboard and not into the back of the net. So instead, here we go one more time. It looks like Grupo have come back alive. They're going to go for the, I think, fake out off the ceiling. Not quite able to do so. But hey, Grupo Terricola, the outcome is still the same nonetheless here. They take a 5-1 victory, and Rome, to say that was a convincing one would be underselling it. I don't know how to put that nicely. They were up 5-0 within about 2 minutes, so if Grupo wanted to, that could have been a record breaker.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it looked like they definitely calmed down on the offensive side after they were up by so many goals. They said, look, we don't need to show anything more that we're capable of on that side. Let's just go ahead, lock it up on defense, make sure nothing comes through, make sure they don't have a crazy comeback for the next couple minutes. And hey, that's what they were able to do. Sometimes you just got to play it safe. And even though that goal did slip in at the end for the squad of Spider-Mans, just like that, Grupo Terricola going to take a comfortable 1-0 advantage in this series and looking to make it a 2-0.
Indeed. And I'm pretty sure they're going to take that 2-0. If we see something spectacular here in game number 2, I'd love to see it. But if I'm a betting man, I'm putting my money on Grupo here. I'm sorry to say it, as much as I do love seeing those unknown teams surprise us all, Tonino Spider-Mans might have bit off a little bit more than they can chew here, because if they can't get through Grupo convincingly, are they going to be able to get through the following team here in Night Guard and G's? Oh boy, not if we're already seeing this. Grupo out the gate firing.
Yeah, already, man. Beautiful shot coming out of Rubik's. And, hey, we always talk about Stizzy on the offensive end, but right now it's Rubik's who's gotten the first goal for them in each of these games. So Rubik's really stepping it up already for this Grupo squad. And if you're the Spider-Man squad, you really just got to find something. You got to, first of all, rely on that defense. You got to stop this squad and let your offense come to you. You can't try and force something, because guess what? This squad and Grupo, they're going to make you pay for it every single time. They've done it so many times, countless times again. And right now we're seeing a bunch of volleying back and forth, a lot of defense being played, and man, Stizzy got this bad boy right back in there, and he's trying to line it up for Rubik's. And just like that, going to be missing barely, man. You can see them. They are still out for blood. They're still going for these setups that they've done so many times against these top teams that I'm not surprised that they're doing it here. And Rubik's with a beautiful pass off the wall into the goal. My goodness. Great stuff coming out of Grupo Terricola.
Before you can even blink, Rubik's has read this one off the wall. My, oh my, what an intricate angle. What a way to put your team up 2-0. And I wonder if this is the strategy for Grupo. Just sort of, hit a specific amount of goals and then they can kind of relax. And I think that it might actually just be that 2-goal mark, because we can see Rubik's is kind of leaving this one to Stizzy. Going to play on defense and let his teammate try and do whatever he wants on offense. Not quite able to be successful, but honestly, not the worst strategy ever. 2 goals is usually where you start to develop a safety net, so if you can at least get to that point, it's usually enough that you can take somewhat of a deep breath. I'm not saying that they can completely relax here, because a 2v1 is going to be nearly impossible for almost any team that we watch play here. But Grupo taking a little bit of a deep breath here, getting ready for the next round after a 2-0 lead, kind of understandable. Oh, wait a minute, is it? Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh!
Yeah, 100%.
Or is it?
They're... Ooh, man. Just like... Who knows?
Rome? Well, listen, like I said, not a betting man, but if I was, I'd be freaking out right now, because Tonino Spider-Mans bring themselves back within 1 goal here. Do you think that this just means that they have erupted Grupo? Is this just going to be unrelenting offense to the point where it's getting a little bit crazy, or is this one going to be a little bit lesser?
I think so.
Is this going to be a little bit more standard? All right, well, we're going to have to see. For right now, let's see if we can maybe get some, oh my word, more highlight goals in favor of Grupo Terricola here. What a beautiful shot out of Rubik's in front of the net. Just guides this one across the entire top. And let's see. Do we go back to a little bit of a more relaxed Grupo now? I'm hoping we get to see both of them go for the kickoff, because that's kind of the sign. I see one going for it. Where's the other one? No Stizzy? No Stizzy, I don't think so. All right, Grupo, back into a little bit more of a comfortable position. Stizzy is currently driving backwards in the net to just play some defense. And yeah, I think Grupo have decided that's enough goals. Time for us to now just play a little bit of defense and let this time run out.
Yeah, 3-1, but hey, look, they're only halfway through this round, so they cannot get too comfortable, man. You just don't want to get too comfortable, because that's when a team like Spider-Man's, they can come back and get that 1 goal and sneak it in, and if they're able to get that 1, it's a 3-2 situation, and at that point, it could be anybody's game. It just takes 1 small mistake from this Grupo squad, so they can't get too cocky right here. They still have to, in my opinion, try to keep that offensive pressure on, and right now they're doing a good job of keeping it on this Spider-Man squad side, as it is just so difficult for this Spider-Man squad not only to get control of the ball, but also to get it in an advantageous position for them to make a nice play off of it. And just like that, man, Rubik's going to be punching it in a nice little bounce back. He said, nope, you got that? No, I'm going to go ahead and put that bad boy in. And just like that, Rubik's able to direct that one perfectly into the middle of the goal.
Ooh, directly on in there. Grupo showing that when they want to fire, they really can do exactly that. Up by a decent amount of goals here at this point. And I gotta say that this game is completely in their favor and most likely over, but I'm still cheering a little bit for Tonino in the back of my head. I just want to see them get some good offense together here because it has felt like it a couple of times. They have given themselves some chances, but just haven't been able to have the accuracy necessary to take down a team like Grupo. But let's see if they can at least get one for the road. Some confidence to end off their night would be fantastic. Ooh, first though, they have to survive on defense here. Here comes another offense from Grupo, and this time Stizzy will be the one to defend it. All right, bold move, Stizzy. I guess you guys are up by 3, so who am I to criticize? But well, Grupo Terricola playing this one. Let's call it recklessly, Rome? Is that the right word?
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing very recklessly. Right now, they're doing a lot of things that could come back to bite them, but it's just this Spider-Man squad is not making them pay for it yet. It really looks like this squad in Grupo Terricola, they are essentially playing with their food right now, as they are really just vibing with the ball at this point. They're saying that, look, hey, the ball is in our court. You don't own this thing at all. We got all the real estate here. We can do whatever we want with it. If we wanted to put 10 on you, we could have did that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And, man, you see Stizzy with the great defense, and just like that, oh, no. Dan not going to be able to secure that one on the open goal. I don't even think he needed to hit it. That was going right in, but he redirected it outside of the goal. So close.
Oh boy, well, I just almost fell out of my chair on that one. Was a little bit surprised to see that open net go awry, but you know, here we are. I'll take it. Listen, I've decided, new conclusion. Tonino Spider-Mans don't miss shots. They only intentionally put them off target. That's what it is, all right? They're perfect at this because open nets seem to be their kryptonite, unfortunately. I think that's the 3rd one that they have missed so far in the series, but listen, man, open nets are the hardest shot to make in Rocket League. That is evident by the many pros who have missed open nets in professional play and by the fact that I apparently can't hit them in ranked games to save my life. But it's okay. Whatever. We have moved on anyways here. Grupo Terricola will take the 2-0 victory over their opponents here, and great effort out of their opponents. The unfortunate truth, though, is that at the end of the day, Grupo is one of the strongest seeds in this entire bracket, and they just displayed why.
Yeah, Grupo, in my opinion, that was destruction coming out of them. And the Spider-Man squad, hey, look, it might be their first time, might be they're new to the scene a little bit, but guess what? You gotta come in, you gotta take that learning experience, and you just went up against a powerhouse in Stizzy and Rubik. So, hey, this squad in Grupo, we predicted it would be a 2-0, and I can't really sit here and say that I'm surprised. I am a little bit surprised in the fashion that they did it. Felt like they were extremely comfortable, like they knew from the second goal, like you said, that they had this one in the bag. They didn't seem worried at all at any point in time. The Spider-Man squad, it looked like they really were on their heels for most of that series.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth, is that they kind of just looked like they were picking up the pieces the entire time, trying to recover and scramble back into a more winnable position, and you can't really do that. Like we said, confidence is key for a lot of these teams. They need to come out the gates firing, and, well, Grupo Terricola did that. Not only did they do that, but they quite literally, like, the first minute of every game, they came out the gates firing on firing on firing, just continually putting on that pressure. Like, I cannot emphasize this enough. Grupo Terricola really showed why they're the one of the most dominant teams in here, because they can just control everything, Rome. Whether it's offense or defense, they control the pace of play and controlled how both teams moved around the pitch.
Yeah, 100%. Like you said, they want to play fast. Let's go fast. They want to play slow. Let's go slow. If they want to just simmer it down and make sure no goals get scored, then they can play that defensive shell. They can just chill out, relax, just wait for you to make a mistake. We've seen them play every single situation. And man, when it comes to Stizzy and Rubik's, the coordination that we've seen from these two players, the communication that has to be coming out has been so amazing, man. One of the things that I would love to hear is some of the communication, some of the comms between these two players for some of these goals, because, man, it's just incredible stuff coming out of these players that we're seeing today. And hey, Stizzy and Rubik's, they're looking like they're going right back up to the tippity top where they have been, where they have known. And hey, right now they're looking very, very poised to get right back there today.
100%. It's going to be an interesting one for a number of reasons, because, well, the next team that they've already played, and I believe multiple times at that. Grupo Terricola, for their win, as a reward, they now get to go face another top seed. They get the Night Garden G's here, who, last time they played them, they did take the victory. It's what sent them to the grand finals versus Northway, where they subsequently ended up losing. But I have to imagine Night Guard and G's are going to be happy for this revenge here. They're going to be happy at a shot to try and take down the Kings. So let's see if they can get there. We're going to have to find out, though, in just a little while. We're going to take a quick little break, get that match set on up. But when we return, even more Rocket League action here. It's going to be a blast, and it's going to be something you can only find here at the Atlanta Community Open. So do not go anywhere. We will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Atlanta Community Open Qualifier number 3 for the month of October. My name is Baston the Pass, and joining alongside me once again here is the lovely Rome DMV. And Rome, we are back here with what would be the third round of this matchup tonight. It has been incredible so far, full of some familiar faces as well as some new ones. But so far, the familiar ones have won out. Grupo Terricola is back another time, and I mean, listen, They look dominant as ever, but against a team like the Night Guard Gs, all of that could change very suddenly. It's a rematch from Qualifier number 2. It's a rematch which we might see again at the end of the month, but it's a spicy one because, oh my word, are we going to get an incredible best of 3.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like you said, maybe we will get that full best of 3. Maybe we will actually see it go to that third and final game because, hey, look, that's what we all want to see. And looks like we're going to not need to wait much longer as we're going to be hopping right into it, man. These teams are ready to go. They are looking. This is a revenge matchup, like you said. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a goal very, very early.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Usually in a matchup this tense, both teams don't really want to pull any punches. They're coming out the gates firing. They're trying to throw everything at each other, and you can see that immediately out the gates as Rubix tries to go for a little bit of an air dribble bump in the solo play. No such luck, though, so instead, here comes those passing plays we said would be deadly. No such luck on finding that one to the back of the net, but already we are starting off with some explosive offense on both sides.
Yeah, very explosive offense, not a lot of defense, and right now it's going to be about who can have that accurate shot at this point because, like you said, it's just straight offense coming out of these squads, but we can't be too surprised. You know, they know what each other are capable of. They want to get out to that hot lead, and one thing that I will ask, Bass, is last week when they played, was it more a high-scoring offensive game or more a defensive side of things?
It felt like it was kind of a little bit of both here, but the main thing that we were starting to see was this development of the midfield that really separated the two teams here. It was the ability to sort of cut off these opportunities before they arrived that really separated them. And, well, speaking of which, cutting off the opportunity is going to be Kemi. Pig will get credited with this goal, but I'm going to be honest here. This is not your goal to take. As much as I appreciate it, Storms, maybe let your teammate get credited on that one.
Hey, listen, man, this is the last qualifier. You got to make sure that bad boy goes in the back of the net. So, hey, if a little bit of a love tap is going to help it go in, then, hey, listen, man, you've got to take the goal from your teammate. I don't think you'll be complaining, especially if you placed in the money for today. So, right now, oh, Rubik's able to punch that one in from midfield. My goodness, the angle that he just took was incredible.
And that's why we say those passing plays are all the more valuable when you can hit boomers like that on target. You can pretty much have a passing play from anywhere on the field here. So, Grupo recognizing they might have to play this one a little bit more strategic if they want to try and get past the Night Guard and Gs here, but so far, so good. 1-1 here in this first minute, showing both teams have got some capabilities on offense and defense both. Rubik's almost slotting in from the most incredible angle on the side, but no such luck. Instead, I think we'll get another attempt at a passing play there. Storm not quite able to connect with Kemi to the degree that they would like, but Night Guard and G showing they might have improved a little bit from last week. They really have got this offense on lock.
Yeah, it looks like they've been watching the game tapes. Who knows? Maybe they even watched the last game and wrote down some notes about it because right now they are looking very solid in an all-around even game from both sides. I will say both defenses are looking solid. Both offenses have shown signs of life as well. So I like what I'm seeing out of both teams. It looks like we got ourselves a toss-up. And, hey, look, man, I'm excited to potentially see this game number 3. But first we got to get through game number 1. And, man, I didn't get a prediction out of you, man. And I think you might have skipped that one up for a reason. So who do you got in this one, man? It's still 1-1.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna have to go with, you know what? Listen, I like cheering on the underdogs. I'm always a fan of doing that. So let's say the Night Guard and Gs are taking this one for today. Grupo, you've already secured yourself some money from the qualifiers. Let's let Night Guard get a little bit of that prize as well. Last time they got prevented from doing so, weren't able to make the final, so they did not get a spot in that grand final for some money. They still have a spot at the very end of the month. Because of the top 4 last week, having so many players who had already qualified, they made it through. But they still need to try and get back there again today. Grupo Terricola with their second goal, and, bro, my prediction seemingly not paying off.
Yeah, it looks like, you might have cast or cursed them the second you said it. Grupo went ahead and said, look, we are the favorite for a reason. Going up 2-0, 2 minutes left now on the clock. And, hey, look, man, I got to say, I'm a big fan of Stizzy. I'm a big fan of Rubik's. I think that they're going to be able to pull this one off. I think they'll be able to hold this lead and win this series, man. Hopefully we'll be able to see that game number 3, but who knows, man. They might end it in 2-0 fashion because we've seen them do that plenty of times before. And just like that, Rubik's going to be getting another goal. Yeah, amazing.
I mean, just look how quick the shot comes off here. It barely bounces off the ground. You can understand why the defense wasn't really prepared for that one. Kemi was thinking, all right, standard shot. I'll save it. We'll end up going back the other way and going, back on this back and forth duel that we've had. No such luck on that one. Boomer's out from anywhere, and to be honest, maybe you should have noticed that. We mentioned this earlier. Grupo Terricola can hit a shot from anywhere and do so with force. They've done it now twice in this game. Let's see if they can get it a fourth time, and if they do so with only about 90 seconds left, that's the dagger for this game, in my opinion, and I really would imagine that Night Gardens are trying to not only avoid that, but they'd like to go into game number 2 with at least a little bit of confidence. As it stands right now, though, not a lot to hold high because, my oh my, Grupo running it.
And that was such a beautiful play out of Stizzy. He knew that even if he went for the goal, Rubik's would be there to back him up because both players committed to Stizzy on the front because he looked so dangerous up there. So he just went for the goal, even though it hit off the crossbar. He knew that Rubik's was going to be right there behind him to clean that up. And that's that communication that you love to talk about. And you love to see, especially out of these top squads. And Grupo going up 4-1 now. And just like that, Kimmy going to be answering back, getting their second goal for the Night Garden G's.
It's not the prettiest goal. It's a little bit of a physical one that didn't really work out in the way that you would normally think a physicality goal would go through. But hey, a goal is a goal, and that has made it so the Night Garden G's now have a chance here in game number 1. With 75 seconds left, all they need is one more good offense, and then they've got plenty of time to try and find that last goal here. They are back on offense once again, momentarily, though. A 50-50 out of midfield is going to go completely awry, and now they're going to have to be careful. Not if Stizzy's pre-jumping on the ceiling. Okay, that's a bold move. Rubik's now in the center has got to try and deflect this one off, but by far, Storms will get there first, and this is not necessarily something you want to do here, Grupo. I understand if you guys play a little bit recklessly in the last matchup. Against a team like Night Garden G's, though, you're going to have to be careful. You give them enough of an opening, and they will strike.
Yeah, exactly. And right here, just like that. That's exactly what we talked about almost, what was that, a 3/4 of the field? My goodness, that was just an amazing boot. That's a goal kick right there. That is a literal goal kick. And Stizzy not able to sweep up and get that one. Man, you don't see that a lot, man. Goal-to-goal goals, that's a beautiful thing.
And that is why Rocket League is definitively better than soccer. That alone is because you don't see goalies score a goal kick into the other net. Jokes aside, gotta love both of the sports here. But I gotta tell you, right now, Night Garden G is probably loving Rocket League a little bit more here because they've been given a chance. Awkward defense, but no one wants to approach. Stizzy giving time and space to Night Garden to try and find another goal, but they will instead play a little bit more selectively and go down to the other end. Kemi, with 0 boost in the tank, though, is going to have to rely on Storms to find themselves some more offense. No touch out of midfield, and I think that'll seal the deal. Stizzy with an open net and a musty flick to drill it home. Grupo Terricola, a little bit of a scare here in game number 1, but by the skin of their teeth, they hold on and take the victory.
Yeah, Stizzy, just a beautiful musty there to tap it off, man. 2 seconds left, just securing that victory, letting them know that, look, we're going to be taking this one home. This wasn't even within a goal's reach. You would have had to score 2 goals just to even tie it up, and I'm sure that's a big mental edge coming out of this Grupo Terricola squad. You know, I'm sure they're going to be feeling extremely good winning this one by 2 goals. They showed that they could score pretty much the entire game. It didn't seem like there was ever a 2-minute, 3-minute stretch where they just weren't able to make anything happen. And that's what you want to see if you are wanting to get back to the finals yet again.
Yeah, they really do look like they're ready for the finals again here. They are showing that they've got the resilience to do so because even when it starts to get tough, they buckle down and recognize where those gaps are and start to close them. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean that I think they're going away here with a 2-0 victory because the Night Garden Genies look very capable. And I think if Grupo doesn't necessarily, lock down, some of those like spaces that they've kind of left open on the back half here, they're going to run into a lot of issues. So it's about being careful here. I still do think that Grupo could take a 2-0, but Rome, if they play too recklessly, this is an easy win for the Night Garden Gs.
Yeah, 100%, and we already saw them play recklessly in the first series that we casted of them today. And hey, maybe that was them warming up. Maybe that was them feeling like this is a literal playground matchup where we don't have to take it serious at all. But right now they've got to take it more serious than ever because this squad in the Night Garden G's, like you said, they are more than capable of tying this bad boy up and sending us to a game number 3. And you got to make sure that all these angles are perfect because one small mistake, one wrong reset, anything that you do just like that, oh my goodness, so close, almost going to be going in from the side of Night Garden G's. My goodness, Stizzy able to barely get that one out, man. My goodness, man. This is a close one. And oh, man, just amazing defense, man. Yet again, man. So close, man, out of both of these squads already.
I cannot believe that was not a goal. Setting themselves up perfectly, I believe, was Kemi just getting ready for the dunk. Somehow, some way, Stizzy's able to avoid that angle, and I'm just impressed at this point by both teams here, because Nightguard and G's definitely looking a lot stronger on offense and defense both here in this game than they did last week. But in addition to that, Grupo Terracola is showing that even when push comes to shove, they can perform at the utmost degree. So I'm impressed, and I'm enjoying this so far. Honestly, I want to see that Game 3, not just because I want Nightguard and G's to have a shot at this one, but just because I want more of this. I don't want this series to end. So far, it's been fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. This has given us that grand finals vibe, that grand finals feel, and hey, can't say that we're surprised because, like you said, these teams met up in the semifinals, so both are capable of making it going the distance. And, you know, right now it's just going to be all about who gets that first blood, who's going to be striking first, who's going to be putting that thorn in the enemy side. And, hey, if you are the side of Nightguard and G's, you're going to be feeling pretty good right now.
Ooh, boy, are they, because all of a sudden, they've got the lead here. 2 minutes remaining, and a good solo play from Kemi is just going to pop this one over Rubik's. And this is why we say you can never get too careful here, because imagine if Grupo just took a definitive win in game number 1. They did pretty, you know, solid win in game 1, but you get into game 2 and you kind of deflate your opponents. You don't necessarily give them the ability to get back here. You don't necessarily give them the chance to get some momentum. Oh, that's a good way to shut down the momentum, but like we were saying, Nightguard and G is still very much in this one. So are Grupo, though. What a play from Stizzy.
Yeah, Stizzy able to juke him out. I'm not sure what the defender thought Stizzy was going to be doing there, but Stizzy was just able to tap that one in, man. Beautiful stuff coming out of him to tie this one back up 1-1. And this is the thing about scoring that goal so quickly to tie it up, is that Nightguard and G's, after scoring that first goal, they were feeling great. They were feeling amazing. They were saying, we got this, let's go. They're on their heels. And that could only last for about 10 seconds just because Grupo struck back so quickly. So all that confidence that Nightguard and G's had, it just all went right back out the window, and Grupo snatched that one right on back.
They really did. This has been such a fun back and forth, though, and the question now is who takes the next one, because it really just kind of feels like it's up in the air here. With almost half the game remaining, there's plenty of time for either one of these teams to do something spectacular. How about like this? Kemi with a flip reset, fake out, immediately shoots it top corner. There's not a name for this play, but I'll give you one thing to describe it. Absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, a little bit of a chaotic play, but hey, if it works, it works. Simple as that. And just like that, the Nightguard and G is going to be going back up 2-1. Now finally having that advantage again, and oh no.
No.
That is literally the last thing that you want. It just happened the last time that you scored a goal. You let a goal happen immediately, and now Nightguard and G's, they let another goal come in from this Grupo Terracola squad, and it's making you fall out of your chair, making me scratch my head. What is going on with this squad? They look so good until they score a goal. Once they score a goal, it looks like everything just goes left for them, and oh my goodness! Just like that, the Nightguard and G is going to be picking up a goal within 10 seconds themselves. My goodness, this is an amazing back and forth we're witnessing, but now you have to hold on. You have to hold on. Don't let them come back and score. 2 minutes. Your defense has to be perfect here, Bass.
What do you want me to say about that at this point? We just keep getting kickoff goals. That's the theme of today. Forget defense, forget offense. Kickoff goals are the theme of today. We've seen, what, 5 of them already? This one's not going to be a kickoff goal if Sizzy had scored that, but listen, at least we're getting a good back and forth. That's all that I'm happy about right now, Robbie. We're getting a fantastic back and forth, which, I mean, literally, I have no idea who's coming out on top. Even if Grupo tie it up right here, which they're not going to, they get very close to, I still don't think that they're going to even be able to hold on to that tie, because at this point, you blink, you miss 5 goals.
Yeah, 100%. Both of these teams are firing, and they feel well and capable of scoring a bunch of goals on the enemy. Neither defense is looking all too amazing right now, and just as we say that, the offense of Nightguard and G's is going to turn into immediate offense for the squad of Grupo Terracola, man. They got a little bit too aggressive there, and it came back to bite them with an open net for Rubik's.
All right, listen, I'm going to take the blame here because we started off the day saying, yes, we want to see a defensive game here. We want to see both teams play defense. That we should have known. Cosmic, the universe, Rocket League itself was not going to let us get away with asking for a defensive day because it is explosive offense after explosive offense right now. Shots like that have become commonplace.
Yeah, and that's just an amazing play by Rubik's, and Stizzy known for his offensive prowess, but Rubik's already up to 3 goals to his name in this game, and that might have been the most important one because they're going to be finding their first lead in this game, and now it's Night Garden G's that are on the heels, and they have to make a play happen. They now have to score, and this is the first time that we've seen them in that position, so Grupo Terricola, they might just go back to that shell defense that they are able to do and so good at doing. And they might be winning this one outright over the next 50 seconds.
I would not be surprised if they do so. Like you said, when they get onto that shell defense and just don't allow the offense out of their opponents, it can be so suppressing and so difficult to break through here. And for the Night Garden G's, they're only going to have a couple more chances to do exactly that. 30 seconds left on the clock, and that's not many offenses you can get together here, especially if you go down by 2. Luckily enough, that will not happen, and now sent the other way is Storm, trying to get this one center. Kemi is there, but the shot is off the bar! Golden opportunity to a disastrous turnaround, and wait a minute. No way! The door has been left open! There is still a chance, but not if Rubik's dunks it in front of the net. Stizzy not quite able to get around this one, puts it off target, but my oh my, Rubik's will make up.
Yeah, Rubik's came across with the dunk at the very end, letting him know you're not going to be saving this one, Kemi. Sorry, not going to be saving the day. We're going to be going up 5-3 yet again at the last second, man. They did it in the first game, and it looks like they're going to be doing it again, sending the Night Garden G's out of this tournament. And just like that, Grupo Terricola going to be going up 2-0 in the series and taking this bad boy.
Oh my word. Congratulations to Grupo Terricola for a fantastic performance, a resilient one at that. First game, maybe a little bit of saying, oh, you know, they threw away what was a really big lead. Second game, no. That was just a good game from both sides. Grupo Terricola held on tight. Meanwhile, their opponents just kept on pressing the entire time, putting pressure on pressure on pressure on pressure there. The Night Garden G's gave everything they had, but even when their backs were against the wall, Grupo Terricola stood tall. I'm impressed. I've got nothing besides that. Congratulations to Grupo.
Yeah, big props to Grupo right there, because in that second game, their backs were against the wall for at least 3 minutes that they were down. And for them to be able to answer back so quickly after those first 2 goals, man, that was impressive, man. I don't know if I'm more impressed with Grupo or more disappointed in the other squad. You know, Grupo was just doing so good on that offensive side, able to bounce back after a sad goal was committed against them. And, you know, it's just such a good thing for their mental overall in this tournament. If they came in and said, look, even if we go down, we can still bring this thing back. We can still win, even when things are looking dark, even when things are looking gray. And man, that tenacity that they have shown repeatedly in these qualifiers is rearing its head yet again today. And man, I'm super excited for this squad, man. Sky's the limit yet again.
100%. I really do think that these guys are just going to continue to pop off the further that they get into this tournament here. And, well, we're going to have to find out. Grupo Terricola have been with us for 2 matches in a row, but it might be time that we deviate from these lads and go check out what else is happening here in this tournament, because there's been a lot of developments, including some that are, you know, a little bit expected. A couple of them, not so much. The big one, and I mean this by far beyond any other of the other ones, is Smokes and Billy have lost. They are officially out of the tournament overall, and they lose to someone who, I mean, like, we're familiar with them. I don't think, unless they were here last month, I haven't seen Sneaky in a Rocket League tournament for the Atlanta Community Open in almost 2 months. Sim Sneaky is back. He has returned once again. This time he brings in Caillou or 21, either way. However you want to pronounce them, you're going to have to pronounce them winners, because they might have just knocked out the #1 team in this tournament. Rome, I'm flabbergasted. I've got no words about this one. I can't believe we're not going to see Smokes on camera today.
Hey, listen, man. Smokes picked up Billy. Billy came down thinking that it was going to be thinking it was going to be something sweet today, and guess what? Billy ended up getting got just like that, man. So sadly, that squad is going to be out, man. That's a big shock to me. I think you said that they were going to be your favorites today, man. That one is going to hurt because, like you said, going up against a squad like Sneaky's been here before. He's a vet, like you said, so maybe he is more ready for these qualifier situations. Who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe Billy just got hit in the mouth real quick with this one. Got a little bit of a shock to him. Maybe he'll be back next month. Who knows, man? You can always try again, though. That's the wonderful thing about these things. That's the great thing.
That is the fantastic part, is that there are always more attempts here. There are always more chances. But for the two teams coming up here, I think this is their last chance. We're going to have UConn versus Wavi's Wise Whales. And yes, it is Wavi. I believe it is not Wavy. I believe it is Wavi. Just want to make sure on that one. But regardless, this is a team I've been waiting to see. Not necessarily the UConn team. Nothing against the UConn team here. You guys are a very capable one. But I think it was week number 1, either week 1 or week 2 of this event. I hyped up Wavi like there was no other, and then they dropped out early rounds. This time, we have finally been able to catch them on stream. We get to see them versus UConn, and I'm excited on this one because, like I said, it's not only a player that I am familiar with, but at minimum, this should be a great back and forth.
Nice. Now, you're going to have to give me a little bit of insight on this Wavi's Wise Whales squad because, you said that you had them hyped up. What was the main reason that you were hyping up this squad right here?
All right, well, let's get into Wavi. Let's explain exactly who Wavi is and why I have been hyping this player up for so incredibly long. The first thing to know about Wavi is that he's fantastic at ones, a high-level player that has played in a ton of different tournaments around the block here. And the main thing is that they come into this one with a lot of good experience behind them. Now, that being said, Caden is no slouch either. Another very capable player here that I think is also going to do incredibly well. So it's one of these things where Wavi may not have been able to perform previous to this one, but coming back with a different partner, coming into this one with a little bit of momentum on their side because, they've got that fire to try and perform better than the first time, means that I think they're really going to come out the gates doing well here. Now, against a team like UConn, that's not necessarily going to be easy. They've got a lot of very difficult matchups ahead of them. Aside from just UConn, they've also got many other teams they're going to have to take down here. But I'm excited. Like I said, these guys have a lot of upside, a huge amount of potential, and it's the reason I'm so excited to see them play.
Okay, good to know. Upside and potential. That's what these qualifiers are all about. Shout out to the ATLOpen. This is a perfect opportunity for these kinds of players. As we've seen Grupo Terracola this month. When the first qualifier started, they were in the same position. We didn't really know about Stizzy and Rubik's like that. And guess what? Now, at this point, when it comes to these qualifiers, they're household names because guess what? They are a problem and something to deal with. So guess what? Maybe that might be the same thing with this squad in Wavi's Wise Whales. So I guess we're just going to have to see how wise these whales are, as we're going to be hopping right into this bad boy. Not going to be wasting any more of your time. This is going to be a good matchup, like you said, Bass, so I'm excited for another one.
As am I. This is going to be an interesting one. UConn in the blue, the Whales in the orange here. And Wavi, I love you, lad, but no offense. I don't know how often we're going to be pronouncing your full team name here. A little bit of a mouthful, but maybe we'll have to scream it when you guys take the win. We'll find out here. Game number 1 in this best of 3 underway. And like we mentioned before, this is one of these things where both teams are going to really try and start off on the right foot here because okay, I was going to say, you make a mistake, someone's going to punish, and in a best of 3, you don't have time to recover. Apparently you do. I don't know how it's still 0-0 right now.
Yeah, it looks like both of these teams are making some mistakes on the offense that could have been punished by a counterattack, but neither one is going to be able to prevail. So still a 0-0 stalemate situation, but hey, the way that these teams are playing already, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a goal very, very soon because there's a whole lot of aggression coming out of these squads. Not a ton of defense right now.
Ooh, first chance at a defense, and it's not going to be enough. Decent attempt there, but it's not quite going to be able to survive for now. Wavi, time and space in the air, a flip reset, and wait a minute, they dunked that one in. I thought it just went off target, and then it just kind of rolled in. I didn't see the second touch. Wavi, well done. What a spectacular first goal.
Yeah, all about the tiny touches, the little angles, and I guess they were able to tap that one in. Just a nice play all around by the Whales. And hey, this squad able to go up 1-0. That's a big confidence boost. First goal of the series is so important, but the bounce back is even more important. So UConn and Anton gonna be answering right on back, tying this bad boy up 1-1 off the, ooh, man. It looked like he tried to pass it back to his teammate, and man, Wavi Whales, you got to be careful on those back passes, because if there's a player waiting in the wings, they might be able to take that one and put it in, as they were able to just there for the side of UConn.
I like that Caden immediately is out the gate, then going to the air to try and reclaim the unfortunate goal they just gave away. Like you said, it was a nice pass had it been to the other team, but Caden playing for the orange team in this one. So for right now, he's going to have to try and reconcile with a little bit of a mistake that they just put out. And, oh, speaking of mistakes, that shot going to be a little bit off target. We saw a chance with Anton scrambling back to try and get into defense there, but no such luck in punishing on the defensive mistake here. They're going to have to try and play it again out from midfield now. And, oh boy, it's only going to stay in midfield for about 0.2 seconds as it whips the other way. That just gives time now for Wavi to try and set something up here. Not quite able to get a touch, but it's Caden there for the follow-up shot on target. But Nova with an easy save on out. And UConn starting to show they're not just an offensive team. Their defense really holding strong.
Yeah, right now both teams' defenses are stepping up. It looks like they both have taken a little bit of a break from this offensive side. And, oh, man, just like that, Wavi almost able to make something happen. He's going to get Demo taken out for a few seconds, though. This one is going to be reset, and just like that, we're back to some midfield action with both of these teams. Wavi trying to set something up, and just like that, going to be able to punch that one in right over the defender, man. Beautiful, beautiful play out of him, able to put that one in.
Oh, my word. And yeah, Nova just not quite prepared for that shot going top left. They were expecting that going across. Tried the backflip last second to get it out of the way. But really, the main thing they needed there was Anton to come through. And when you're demoed off the pitch, there is no chance of that second man getting a second touch. Good try. Good attempt from UConn, but it's not quite enough here, because now Wavi's Wise Whales starting to come alive here. The Whales really doing a good job at keeping this offensive pressure up. And while they may have made some mistakes on defense before, leaving some rather open gaps, they're starting to close down on them. I like the rotation we're seeing out of the team in orange here, and it might just lead them to a victory, especially if they can hit a shot like this. Wavi with a double touch off the backboard, and it is a beautiful one.
Yeah, just an amazing one, man. And this squad is looking locked in right now. 3-1 advantage for them. They're trying to put the UConn Huskies, man, if you want to call them that. They're trying to put this UConn squad in the ground and put it in early, man. 3-1, 2 minutes left, and they got to make something happen if this UConn squad wants to fight back.
Woo. That might be a little bit more difficult than said here. Oh my, Wavi with a beautiful pass. You want to talk about passes that Caden was trying? That might have been what they were trying earlier. Not quite able to get the same sort of finesse, but hey, at least they're able to get the shot in this time. 4-1 in favor of the Whales here in Rome. This is why I hype this team up. When they get together, oh my word, do they stunt on offense.
Oh, yeah, no, they're looking very, very clean right now on that offensive end. Looks like they flipped that switch. After it was 1-1, they said, look, hey, look, we're not going to give you any chances. And as I say that, Novalax going to be putting one in the back of the goal, and that's going to be a 4-2 advantage for the Wavi squad. And this one is coming back, man. Maybe UConn will be able to string together a couple of goals in this last 97 seconds because, man, they have shown that they can hit back against this Wavi squad, because we've seen that this Wavi squad can have such a good offense, but that can come to bite them if you get a little bit too aggressive. And right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more passive play out of the Whales.
Ooh, not quite yet, though. They are back on offense once again. And, I mean, I will be honest, I was very careful in selecting my words and compliments about Wavi and the team right now here. I said offense because their defense definitely has been a little bit shaky. Oh, boy, a double commit in front of the net is really going to further emphasize that point. But they do look pretty strong here. If they can hold on for the next 70 seconds, I also give them a good chance of taking this in 2-0 just because they'll have a lot of momentum on their side. But UConn are not a team to give up here. All they need is one really good chance, and then all of a sudden they've got almost a minute of play to try and get in that second goal as well. So far, they just need to try and keep this offense together here because Wavi in an awkward
Oh.
position has allowed a shot. Jaden with a very good save off the backboard, and now even going to be able to take this one the other way, and that might have sealed the deal here. A good amount of time wasted off of Caden taking this cross court, and now he's going to try and put in a goal as well. Anton will save it, but in doing so, they've wasted another 20 to 30 seconds now, and crunch time is already behind us. 30 seconds for 2 goals. I'm thinking UConn are going to have to get it done in a different game.
Yeah, UConn might need to start looking toward that game number 2, like you said, because the Whales, they aren't letting up just because they're up by 2 goals. They're still trying to put this pressure on this offensive side. You know, I said I'd expect them to play more defensive, but looks like they're just going to stick with what got them there, which is going to be playing that aggressive gameplay, game style. And man, just a great overall showing from the Whales in this first game, going up 4-2. But I will say that, in my opinion, they should. Ooh, man, so close to another goal right there. But I will say that they should probably try to work on that defense a little bit more, especially if their offense is only going to be able to put up 4 goals against a squad like this.
I mean, the big thing to think about here is that as much as this Wavi's Wise Wales team, which I see has below us been abbreviated to WWW, which I think is the wisest decision I've ever seen ever. But I really do think that this team is capable against a team like UConn, who are about evenly matched with them, because UConn really does show that when they've got good defense, they can really stand up to the test, and when they've got good offense, they can really try and take that the other way. But it's going to be interesting. If Wavi can survive this one, how do they fare against other teams left in the bracket here, Rome? I mean, only time is going to tell here. I think we're immediately, yep, indeed, hopping into the second match without a single break here, because apparently the Whales do not want to try and hesitate here. They're ready for those next rounds, and they're trying to get there as quickly as possible.
Oh, yeah, they are not trying to have this whale-watching trip go on any longer. They said we're getting right back into the action. Nothing is going to stop us, man, as this squad right now. They got to make a comeback, and they got to make it very, very quick because, man, you got to have some confidence against this squad, and I think that this first goal would be massive for them. And as I say that, that one's going to barely go off the crossbar, still not able to punch it in, and, man, my goodness, just a great save by this Wavi squad, man. Man, that one's going to be going off the top bar as well. Both squads so close to getting that first goal in the first 30 seconds, but neither are going to be prevailing. So we got ourselves a 0-0 stalemate after neither offense was able to punch it in off the rip.
Oh my word, you say that, and very quickly it gets intense, though, because the Whales almost give up a first goal there, just nearly able to hold on to that one as Caden, but luckily enough, they have done exactly that. They have held on for now, a minute into this one, and UConn out the gates firing here. They're really putting on this pressure on repeat against the Whales. Crazy enough thing, though, the Whales starting to actually show that defensive prowess we were hoping for, Rome.
Yeah, exactly. You know, maybe they're starting to feel very, very comfortable. They want to say, look, let's let our offense come to them. It's what we talked about at the start of the cast, and that's exactly what you like to see out of a squad that is up 1-0. They don't need to make any crazy plays. They don't need to do anything extra. They just need to let whatever's going to come to them, because guess what? They're in the driver's seat right now, are the Whales. And right now, UConn is going to have to get aggressive. Oh, my goodness, such a close shot, but he barely missed the angle on the ball. My goodness, that would have been a massive, massive advantage for this Wavi squad.
They're trying their best. They are definitely getting the chances on offense, but like you said, it's a lot about just kind of waiting on defense for these opportunities and striking while the iron is hot. So far, they've tried twice. No success so far here, but here they go once again, restarting this offense. Wavi out of midfield. Good flick high, but that should be saved. Not quite able to get the dunk afterwards either, but again, Wavi and squad right now, they really are doing a good job at just continually putting on this pressure and not allowing UConn to find comfort. And I think that's going to be key here is that they need to make sure that UConn are not feeling confident in themselves and not feeling comfortable, because we saw what happens when UConn is feeling comfortable. They can put in some pretty impressive shots. So if you want to try and prevent that, it's about just not allowing them those shots in the first place. And, well, here's a great way to do so. How about you just score a goal for yourselves? Wavi gets the goal stolen, but hey, Caden, gonna be pretty happy to get some more stat pats in.
Oh, yeah, Caden said, give me that one. I'm going to make sure this bad boy goes in. Looks like it was a little bit of bully ball right there. He just wanted to make sure that, you know, nobody from UConn was able to come in from the side and do anything crazy. He just guarded it a little bit. Can't be mad at him. I'm not going to be mad at my teammate after that one, especially since we need to win this one to have this 2-0 situation. So, you know, we'll see exactly how the Whales are going to keep on continuing on this pressure after they took that 1-0 advantage.
We're going to have to find out. So far here, it's been a nail-biter, to put it simply, in game number 2. And again, we mentioned how important this one is for UConn, because if they do not take this, they will not survive. It'll be the end of their bracket here in the quarterfinals. And listen, the quarterfinals is a great place to be. The unfortunate truth is that if you had been here last week, there's technically a shot. Making the quarterfinals gets you to the end of the month just because of how many repeat names here. But when Wavi and Squad are doing stuff like this and they still don't have a name, it's just unfortunate luck here. And, well, Wavi not finding any unfortunate luck. They're finding all the luck in the world on the back of a bump from Caden and a beautiful shot. They're up 2-0, and with 100 seconds left, that is a powerful goal.
Oh yeah, big time. You saw Anton, he tried to save it last second, but wasn't able to flick over there. And man, this squad in Wavi, like you said, this squad in the Whales up 2-0 already in this game. They are just going to be feeling so comfortable now. And the thing is that their offense, they have just not been letting up on this end. And you know, I'd expect them to play more defensive, but that has just not been the case. But if it's working for them, I can't be mad at it. I'm not sure if it's going to work in later rounds, but hey, if it's going to work for man, wow. Anton with an amazing redirect off the sidewall. And that's exactly the kind of plays that you got to see if you're this UConn squad. Man, beautiful stuff.
That is an absolute beaut. Absolutely accurate on that one, Roman. Well, so is the shot accuracy as well. However, they're going to have to get that done again. If that's the caliber of shots you need to try and get past this Whales squad, then oh boy, it's going to be a difficult last 70 seconds here, but it's going to be one full of resilience and never say die attitude here, because UConn are continuing to press the issue. All they need is one more good opportunity, and they can force us into an overtime. It's going to be difficult, but it is possible for a squad like UConn who are pressing the issue right now, but cross-court this one goes. Wavi has an angle, will not put it in, and oh my gosh, Caden also committed! Double commit on offense, and we're all tied up!
Yeah, and just like that, a mistake on the offensive end, barely misses it, leaves an open goal for Anton, and he is going to capitalize, not let that one slip out of his way. And just like that, the UConn Huskies come back with a mean bite, 2-2.
I cannot believe this. This is unreal. UConn, no offense to them, they should not be in this position, because had Wavi not double committed on that one, that was an easy save. It was a cross-court shot. Good on UConn for taking full advantage of the scenario here, but it's realistically a scenario that should have not arrived. Wabi's Wise Whales playing that one way too recklessly for how little time was left, and now they might get punished for it, because here come UConn the other way. They're trying to press the issue out of midfield, but guess who else is trying to as well? Caden trying to get some sort of offense together, and with 10 seconds left, it looks like we're heading to an overtime unless the Whales can get something done here. Actually, it's not up to them. Now it's up to the other side. UConn got an offense together here. This one stays up in the corner. Popped out. Anton, time and space. Will try and take this one center. Cannot keep it up, though. And finally, for the first time all day, we have got our HyperX overtime underway. And this is going to be an interesting one. Rome, this is a huge game for both sides.
Oh, talk about huge. This is absolutely massive for both of them. And just like that, my goodness, Anton almost was going to be finishing it within the first 15 seconds, and just like that, is it going to be over? And yes, Wavi going to be securing the goal on the open net, and we saw that's how the game got tied up. UConn was able to get one back, and the same way the Whales are able to take one that just like this, capitalizing off the poor offensive play, and just like that, the Whales going to be securing that 2-0 series victory. You love to see it.
You love to see it. It's an unfortunate way for it to end here, but hey, an eye for an eye. You get an open net goal, we get an open net goal, and well, WWW, we're going to absolutely take that open net, because it sends them all the way to the semifinals at this point, and that is a huge position to be, especially with this many capable teams here today. You talk about it a lot. It's one of these things where, you know, on a certain day, if you pop off correctly, you can just end up outbeating your competition, which on certain times, probably on paper, should take you down. So this isn't necessarily one of those, but maybe it's something that we can see out of Wavi's Wise Whales in the future here. They've got a whole lot of momentum in their favor and a whole lot of good competition coming up here, but Rome, we are not even close to done with this day, my friend. That is only the quarterfinals. We're going to take a quick little break here, let everybody get wrapped on up and try and catch up to where we are here in this bracket, but oh my word, we've got a lot of good Rocket League coming up for us, my friend. I am very excited, and I hope you guys at home are as well. Quick little break, and we will return in just a couple of moments. everybody, and welcome back to the ATLOpen for October. This is qualifier number 3, and once again, my name is Bastion Pass, and join alongside me here one more time is the lovely Rome DMV. And Rome, we are back, my friend, and we are getting down to the last couple of matches of the night here. It is the semifinal number 1. It is Wavi's Wise Wales, the team we had just seen play, versus Ferg M here. And this is an interesting one because these are two different teams coming from different sides of the pond, and not only that, different sides of experience here. So far, we've seen Wavi play pretty strong. They've had a really good run here, but they haven't necessarily, had a team that's of professional caliber. I can tell you one thing for certain, Fergem are, well, about as close as you can get to professional caliber. These are two players who, in this last weekend, got, I believe, a single game away from making the main event of RLCS. So, they're good. They're very capable, but they're going to have an interesting task ahead of them in Wavi's Wise Wales. Obviously, this is going to be one that, is going to be two strong teams, but any bets here, Rome, on who might take this one?
Man, you say one game away from making the RLCS, man. At that point, Ferg is looking pretty good on paper to me, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm liking the side of Ferg M, but hey, Revezi and Stealth, I'm not sure if it's Revezi, or Stealth. I'm not exactly sure what they have to offer. What is it?
Revzi. Yes, I know. It doesn't necessarily seem that way, but Revzi. Yes.
Okay, well, Revzi, shout out to Revzi and Stealth, because I'm not too sure about them, but hey, look, if they're a game away from making the RLCS, big props to them. We've seen what Wavi and KDN have been able to do. I think it's Kaden, you said, what they've been able to do today. It's been amazing plays, amazing teamwork, and hey, maybe they'll have the same luck that we had previously in the cast where, hey, if we cast you back-to-back, if you won the first game, you win the second game too. So who knows, maybe the Wales squad, maybe they might have a little bit of luck when it comes to that, but when it comes to predictions, I'm going to go with the boys over at Ferg, man. I'm going to go with the boys that I don't really know too much about, but hey, you telling me they're a game away from RLCS is enough for me to back them with a prediction.
I mean, I can't really fight against you. Listen, I absolutely love you guys on Wavi's Wise Wales. You're a very strong team, but you guys also did not take Liquid down and then BS plus competition. So, I mean, listen, you're a strong squad. You're a very strong squad here, but Fergem are a very capable one at that as well. So, honestly, all I'm hoping for in this one is a good back and forth, because so far, like you said, the teams that have been on stream here have been able to move on and really impress us, so much so that Grupo Terricola did indeed take down Night Garden G's and have moved on into the semifinals as well, or into the quarterfinals as well. So, hands up, not trying to play this one biased, I'm probably going to give it to Ferg M as well. No guarantees there. I still do think that Wavi's Wise Wales are going to have a really good run at this one. And if you guys are in chat, I do apologize because I'm not trying to bet against you. I'm just having to be a little bit analytical here. And from an analysis standpoint, Ferg M are a very capable team.
Hey, listen, man, sometimes you got to let your friends know that they might be in for a very, very tough matchup. And I think that that's all you were doing there. Just letting them know that on paper, this squad in Fergem is going to be, they're going to be a tough task. And I guess that this squad in the Wales, they're just going to have to keep that consistency that we've seen. Their offense has shown that it can be good, but it has been their defense that has had the biggest gaps, the biggest holes, the biggest ways to exploit this squad. So in your opinion, do you think that this Fergem squad is going to be able to exploit those gaps, or do you think that this Wales squad is going to be able to shell up that defense and really start to play a little bit better on the defensive side like we started to see them do toward the end of the last series?
So, I think the big thing about this is going to be whether or not what side we see of Revzi here. And as we get into game number 1, it's going to be rather telling because, like Wavi, another very capable ones player. Revzi has been the top of the leaderboard for ones for a very long time. Top 10 player at that. And while Wavi has, I believe, gotten into the top 10 a couple of times, his teammate has not. And, well, crazy thing is, Stealth has also been in that top 10. So it's two ones players on the side of Fergem, and already it's showing to be beneficial.
Yeah, and neither player from the Wales were even on the side of the half of the field when Ferg just scored that goal. This is what we were saying. Your defense has to be better, and already Ferg is going to be exploiting that weak defense from the Wales. And if you're the Wales, you have to focus up on your defense. You got to let your offense come to you, because right now you're going up against a big dog, and they've already shown that they can score against you once. They've shown again that they can score on you twice, as Stealth going to be putting that second goal for them And just like that, it's another rebound play off of an offensive play from the Whales.
I mean, you started to see this in the last match. The Whales definitely did step up with their defense, but how they did that was by getting in the face of UConn. They were shutting down those chances, not allowing them that space. Fergem is not a team that you can try and play that aggressively against, because RevZ is going to hit shots like that. I blinked and I missed this one. Oh my word, what power.
Yeah, that was just absolutely incredible. And the communication, even off the rip, to know that they can go for a goal. This squad in Ferg, I can see why they were one game away, and they're trying to make sure that they don't lose one game today, because right now, 3-0 in the first 30 seconds? Like, you couldn't ask for a better start, honestly.
I mean, and the crazy part about this start, beyond anything else, at least in my opinion, is not only the fact that they are up 3-0 right now, but it's also the fact that they are doing so against a capable team in Wavi's Wise Wales. Most other squads would go against Wavi's Wise Wales, and they'd struggle a little bit here and there. You know, they try and get their momentum together, try and play with a little bit of an adjustment here. It looks like another team for Fergem. It doesn't seem to have shocked them at all. They're playing this just as aggressive as before and are still just as successful.
Yeah, 100%, but at least in the last 45 seconds, there hasn't been a goal. So I guess if you're the side of the Whales, that is going to be a positive that you can take away. But this squad in Ferg, you can see Stealth. He is going to be on this offensive end. He is going to be unrelenting. And you can see if they know that they lost the ball, they're just going to shell up that defense. But right here, you can see that they smell blood, both of them. We're going to be going for that offensive play, and just like that, they're going to be jetting on back all the way to their defense to play that great defense, to try and turn into an offense. And let's see if that's going to be able to happen. No. Such a close situation, but right there, that's going to be an open goal, and that one's going to be cruising right on in. And man, KDN going to be putting that one right in the back of the net, and that's going to be a beautiful first goal for the Whales.
That is a massive first goal for the Whales, because what that does is it rips off the Band-Aid. Yes, it has been difficult to get some pressure on Fergem, but now that they recognize that they also play a little bit too aggressive for their own good, can they take advantage of that? Because Fergem did that basically 3 times in a row. If the Whales can do the same thing, they're very much still in this one, but they've got to be careful. If they concede another goal to Fergem, at this point, I'm willing to say they'll take the first game.
Yeah, 100%. In this Fergem squad, they've shown capabilities that they can do that. It's just going to be all about staying consistent in that offensive attack. You know, they've shown that they can exploit this defense of the Whales, but at least for the last 2 minutes, the Whales have been looking pretty solid on defense, even though this offense started off so good for this Ferg squad. Really impressed with the Whales and how they bounced back in the last 2 minutes.
I'm just impressed with both sides, to be honest here. Both teams really throwing everything at them. Most teams like Wavi's Wise Wales would get a little bit deflated after that first minute of just unrelenting pressure. And, well, the pressure hasn't necessarily stopped, but the goal scoring absolutely has. And it's a hard thing to do. A lot of teams will just get tilted out of the series, not really find a way to get confidence back, but it doesn't look like they've missed a beat. I've got to give credit to the Whales on this one, because they really are staying resilient and giving themselves a shot at this comeback here in game number 1.
Yeah, 100%. Just keeping that strong mental that we talked about so many times. So many games in Rocket League, we see a fast start for these teams and then, you know, a 2-3 minute lull because these teams start to realize the defense actually matters. So, you know, that might be the situation here.
Ooh, we're going to have to see what the situation is as we're getting down to crunch time here. Just about 100 seconds left, and Fergem really starting to feel the pressure of their opponents. Wavi's Wise Wales moving further into the half, and now they've got a chance. Caden, really good chase here, has completely taken the goalie out of net, got the original demo, and without even hesitating, goes for the next one. Look at that! RevZ is just running, and Wavi, enough time to raise a kid, shoots that on target with perfect accuracy.
Yeah, all the time in the world right there. And just like that, it's a 1-goal game, man. It has been 3 minutes now since this Ferg squad. In the last 3 minutes, they're 0-2 goal-wise. So just like that, Caden, though, gonna be bringing this bad boy back, and they're gonna be tying this thing up 3-3 just like that. And we got ourselves a game that anyone can win at this point.
3 uncontested in a goals is not something I had on my bingo board here today, especially not against Fergem here of all teams. 1:23 left on the clock. There's technically enough time for either one of these teams to take the advantage and take the game, but I mean, listen, Fergem might have started out the gates the favorable team here, Now I'm willing to put my money on Wabi's Wise Whales here. They look unreal. The turnaround from this team, the resiliency to just keep up with this pressure and wait until eventually they can find that offense. I mean, nothing but compliments for the team here, and oh my gosh, are they going to score another one off of this? No, Wabi, an awkward angle and cannot slot it in. 50 seconds left, but again, Wabi's Wise Whales on the prowl for this ender.
Yeah, they are definitely searching and hunting for it. You see Wabi with a nice save there. Ferg trying to answer back with a goal of their own. Caden, you can see he's trying to get control of this bad boy. Put it back on that Ferg side, but Ferg doing a nice job of keeping it in the blue side just like that. Stealth gonna be scoring another goal. Their first goal in 4 minutes, and they needed that one bad as they're gonna be going up 4-3 now as Ferg looking to shut them out in the last 30 seconds to secure this first game.
And you can see how the development of this game really did set the tone for the goal that we just saw there, because it wasn't one of these things where, you know, it was an easy shot necessarily for Stealth, but the reason they did get such an easier time with it was due to the space being given, and that is all because of the beginning of this game. Wabi's Wise Whale tried to play a little bit of a press-up offense and defense where they really got in the face of their opponents and didn't give them room. They realized very quickly that they couldn't do that. They were going to get outpaced in certain places, and they were going to leave openings for the team to score. Oh my word! Apparently, even when you don't leave them an opening, they can score, but it sort of just goes to show you that this little bit of in-between, don't give them space, do give them space, is just allowing Fergem to pop on off.
Yes, 100%. That's just a beautiful double touch coming out of that. And, you know, 5-3 now. This one's pretty much over. They essentially just got to keep it out the net for the first few seconds, and that's easier said than done. What? Okay, so a goal within 4 seconds. That means Caden and company are going to have another chance as a beautiful goal coming in, redirecting that one off of the crossbar. And now it's going to be coming down to whether or not they can make something happen in these final seconds.
Did we get a fake kickoff? No such luck on the fake kickoff, and oh, that could be an issue because now Wabi's Wise Whales don't really have much of a possession here. They'll pop this one up high, and it's going to force a save out of Stealth. That is all that it does, though, is just force the save. No one there for the follow-up in the corner, and Ferg will take the victory here in game number 1. Narrow fashion is putting that rather kindly, though. Oh my word, was that one close. And you got to think back to this one, Rome. Had we not had that first minute of play where Ferg just kind of popped off and had 3 goals, this was Wabi's game to win.
Yeah, 100%. If I'm Wabi, I'm looking at the last, 4.5 minutes of the game, and I'm going to say, look, if we replicate that, we'll be good to go. Those first 30 seconds, we can chop that up as a fluke. And I think that you said something about this being a cross-the-pond matchup. I'm not exactly sure how much that's going to be affecting it, but I believe that the side of Ferg did have the advantage this one, so I believe that the Whales are now going to have the advantage in the second game. So if you look at this and you're the Whales and say, look, we won the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds, all we got to do is duplicate that, and we're going to have a better connection. So it's going to be feeling extremely good if you're the side of the Whales. You just got to stay positive. You can't go into this with the mindset that you're down 0-1. You can't go into this with the mindset that you're already in a hole. You have to come out and say, look, we've won the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds against this squad. We can win the next 4 minutes and 30 seconds against this squad and tack on an extra 30 seconds and take up winning the second game and force a game number 3, which we love watching here. We love casting game 3s.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed, man. I want to see that game 3. And if any series is going to give it to us, I agree with you. It's going to be this one because Wabi's Wise Whales, they go back onto their own servers. They get a little bit of a better ping connection. And maybe now some of those little mistouches that we'd seen throughout that matchup no longer are mistouches. And maybe they can play this one with a little bit more accuracy. I will say, the hindrance of ping, you can really tell the difference when it goes from that 2-bar to 3-bar difference there. When you're on 2 bars, you're really not doing great. It's when it's yellow. When it's green, you still have a pretty good read of what's going on. Less rubber banding, an occasional rubber band here and there, but for the most part, you're able to read it. And Wabi, I believe, did have under 90 ping in that match. So it's not great. Ideal ping is somewhere between 20 to 50 realistically. But under 90 means it's playable. So if they can survive this one, I honestly give them a really good chance of going back onto EU servers and, well, taking the upset here. But they've got to get there first. If Wabi's Wise Whales wants to get this one done, they've really got to pull out all the stops. And, I mean, beyond pulling out all the stops, they've got to come out the gates firing. I know we've said that multiple times tonight, but I think against Ferg in particular, they really cannot let their opponents get off to a strong start.
Yeah, 100%. You got to redo those first 30 seconds of the last game and say, look, we're not going to let that happen. Let's go ahead and just reverse that, rewind going into this game. We know what this team is capable of. We're not going to let them do it. They have to have that mindset coming out. Can't let them get into a 3-0 lead in the first 30 seconds, because that's the kind of hole that you just almost can't even dig out of. They were barely able to tie it up and scrap back and fight and claw their way back to a tie game when it was almost all said and done, but they just weren't able to hang on. It was just too much, a little bit too little, too late from this squad. But who knows, man? They might be able to do it right here. And I think that they have every chance to.
I agree with you 100%. I really do think that they've got every chance in the world to get this one done. It's not going to be easy. Again, against a team like Revzy and Stealth, you're going to really leave yourself in a bit of a hole there, as you are always trying to play on up here. But I think it's possible. Wavi and Caden really do look very capable right now. And I really want to highlight Caden a little bit more right now, because we've been talking about Wavi all night, not only because of the fact that Wavi obviously has his name in the team name, so it's going to make it a little bit difficult to not talk about him, but also Caden just looks really good now. The first series, it took him a second to kind of get into this one. The pace of play looked a little bit too quick for them to be able to, keep up with every single ball that was going around, and occasionally you'd see a double commit just due to that pace of play being a little bit differential. Get into this series, none of that. Caden is dominant force on the field here, making sure to win those 50s, making sure to get that offense together, and just overall, Caden, huge step up from the first time we saw them hit the pitch.
Yeah, 100%. Caden, he is doing it all for his team right now, and that's exactly what you need to do, because we know what is waiting in the wins on the other side of the bracket, man. It is going to be a war regardless of who comes out. Right now, it's the semifinals, man. You got to make it to the grand finals, and you know that it's going to be a monster waiting for you. So if you got to be ready for that monster, guess what? First, you got to slay this dragon, first of all. So let's see how this one's going to be going down, because, man, I'm extremely excited for this game number 2, because like we said, we think that the Whales are going to have a very, very good shot at taking this one, but who knows, man? They look so good those last few minutes, and I don't know, man. This one is going to be a toss-up. I'm super excited, though, either way.
I'm looking around my desk, wishing I had a coin somewhere here, just so that I could probably flip it and just sort of like give myself a little bit of just check, see maybe what the gods have decided for us is going to be the outcome of this game. No coins around, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to flip anything to determine it. But honestly, probably for the better at this point. I'd rather just leave it up to chance, because with these two teams, I don't want any idea of who I'm rooting for here. I guess technically, if you're going to call it rooting, we're rooting for Wavi's Wise Whales just because we want to see that game number 3, because we haven't seen one so far here tonight. But I'm not going to really be angry if Fergam take the win here either, because that just means they've got a whole lot of confidence, and that gives them a chance to, after their first week in this competition, to upset like this and pop off out of nowhere. Yeah, well done. Congratulations to you. You guys upset us and take the bracket here. I'm going to be looking towards you guys to take it all in the final week.
Man, that final week is going to be something to behold. I'll tell you, I can't wait to watch the action going down, because already the teams that know that they've most likely secured their spot, they're going to be feeling very good, feeling very confident. And man, a lot of these teams that we're seeing here today have already done just that. So it's going to be a very, very, very stacked field if this squad wants to come out on top. But like you said, this is their first time here, and who knows, man, they're waiting to make their imprint on this league right now, and it's going to be so important for them to come out strong in this game number 2 and secure this in a 2-0 fashion. I think that that's most likely what they're going to be trying to do. They don't want to go to that game number 3, because like you said, they're one game away from making RLCS. So if you're one game away from that, you don't even want to see a final game. You just want to end this thing in 2-0 fashion. So we got to see if that's going to be the case here today, or if things are going to be changed up a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one here. And, well, we're still trying to get into that game here. Don't think that the game has dropped here, folks. We're just trying to make sure that we've got a lobby set up for them on North American servers now, because like we said, played on EU initially for Revzy and Stealth, move back over to NA for Wavi and for Caden here. Oh my! Okay, well, this is an interesting one in our ear that we've just been informed. Production has told us that Fergam apparently have no longer decided to play here. After going unresponsive, we don't have an option but to give the series to Wavi. So, congratulations to Wavi on making it all the way to the finals here, but I can't help but say I'm a little bit saddened. I would have liked to have seen how that one had turned out. Not that I don't think Wavi's could have taken the win, but, well, we're going to have to find out another day here. Hopefully they can come back and try and bring this one around another time. But as far as the October Atlanta Community Open goes, that's the end for Fergem. They're going to have to try and run it back another time. But speaking of running it back, let's look at the other side of the bracket now, because we've got another match still going on here. Our other semifinal is going to be some familiar faces, to put it simply, and well, let's talk about the familiar face first. Grupo Terricola back here on the pitch yet again. They're going to have to face a team which I guess you're not as familiar with here, but you're going to find out about them pretty quickly. Kleinkind Army, which otherwise known as Sneaky and 21, is a very capable team. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sneaky has actually taken one of these before, either a qualifier or an entire event. Either way, very capable team, and we might have another incredible matchup on our hands, Rome.
Hey, well, listen, man, you're going to be saying all that. You got to butter me up a little bit more, man. Who do you got winning this matchup, man? You're talking about how good Stealth is. Are they better than Grupo Terricola? What's your prediction, man? 2-0, 2-1, what you feeling?
All right, so here's the thing. Grupo Terricola any other day of the week probably takes the win here for me. Almost every day I'm willing to bet on Grupo Terricola purely because of the fact that they're just such a dominant team and continue to take wins all across the board.
Okay.
The number one reason I am going to give this one to Kleinkind Army is not just because of Sneaky alone, but because this team took down my number one seed. Smokes and Billy getting taken down in the second round of this event blows my freaking mind. I cannot believe that. And because of that, I've got to give the advantage to the team that took them down. So, Kleinkind Army, you guys have shown you can already upset once in a bracket. Can you do it again? Grupo Terricola, another capable team, but yeah, I'm going to have to go with the KKA here. I think that this is their time to shine and for them to get the upsets and win this whole thing.
Man, that is a bold prediction, but I like it. It's a little bit spicy, man. I'm going to go with Grupo Terricola. I've been riding them since the first match that I casted of them. You know, I took their side. I said, you know what, I'm going with the new boys. I'm going with the new blood, and they have not let me down since. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with them. I think that they're going to go ahead and put this squad down. They do have more experience when it comes to this particular format, I believe, at least recently. So, you know, maybe we'll be seeing some things shake up, some things differentiate. Maybe Sneaky is going to come back into this month and say, look, I'm coming back to take my throne back. All you guys were playing around with it for a couple months. That's fine. But I am back, and I got 21 or Caillou, however you want to call him, and they are here to put in that work. And like you said, they took down your favorite to win this whole thing today. So if they're capable of doing that, they're definitely capable of taking down this Grupo Terricola squad, especially if they're not going to be on their P's and Q's. So it's going to be all about how Grupo is going to be coming into this one, their mindset, how ready they're really going to be for this squad. And, you know, it looks like we're going to not need to wait much longer because we're going to be hopping right into this bad boy. It's going to be great.
Here we go. Match number one in this best of three. Again, we still have not got to that best of five spot yet here. So both teams going to take some time to try and develop. Both teams going to try and take some time to start out the gates, but maybe I was incorrect here. Maybe they don't need to take a second to get warmed up in this one. Maybe they're just going to immediately fire because my oh my, Caillou? I don't know how to pronounce it. Either way, we're going to have to pronounce you as a lethal striker because what a starting shot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful one out the gate and some great defense to be able to make sure that that one isn't going to be effective. And, you know, right now both of these squads are trying to make something happen. Oh my goodness, Rubik's going to be putting that one in. Man, that one is going to be a rough start for this Klein squad.
It's not exactly what we're hoping for here. It's not exactly what I'm hoping for to try and justify some of my predictions here tonight, as so far most of them have kind of gone awry. But you know what? It's okay. Plenty of time left on the clock here. 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Plenty of time for Kleinkind Army to get themselves a goal, and oh boy, they're going to have to try and do so in a bit of an interesting fashion here. Chaos erupting out of midfield, but somehow Rubik still gets away with... What? How on earth did they turn this into a dribble? So 50-50 out, turns this one around. Caillou decides not to challenge out of midfield, and it's an easy flick. Fake challenge doesn't work, and all of a sudden, Grupo Terricola up 2-0.
Yeah, and like you said, it looks like it was a bit of a double mind game going down from both players, and it just ended up working out for Grupo Terricola, and Rubik's going to be putting it in to the goal yet again, and that's exactly what you want to start. That's exactly how you want to start if you are this Grupo squad. You know, you're known for for really playing an all-around game. You can play the offensive game, you can play the defensive game, you can play the mid game, and right now going up to that early lead is just going to put this Klein squad on their heels in this first game, and that's exactly what you need if you're the Grupo squad, because you know you can slow it down if you want now, make them make a mistake, and just like that, you're going to be putting it in, going up 3-0.
And look at the pressure that they're applying here. You can see how desperate they are to get back. Kleinheim Army at this point are just looking a little bit frazzled by the offense that they are facing. Now, that being said, it's very possible that at this point, Kleinheim Army were just not expecting this type of firepower. Like we had mentioned before, I haven't seen Sneaky in an Atlanta Community Open in probably 2 months. And 2 months ago when this was happening, the teams we were seeing on the pitch were a lot different from the rosters we see now. A couple familiar faces like Kieran not popping up anymore. So it's one of these things where maybe Kleinheim Army came into this one, and similar to my naivete in week number 1, went, okay, I don't recognize this team, so therefore we're not necessarily going to start out the gates firing. Now that they're 2 minutes into it, they've recognized that Grupo are a capable squad, but unfortunately they've kind of, oh my word, I was going to say left themselves in a deficit, but for how long, Rome?
Yeah, Caillou, he didn't go for the flick, man. And just like that, you're able to play the mind game again. It didn't work out the first time, but hey, try the same move again. You might be able to fake him out, and just like that, Klein going to be getting their first goal. That is exactly what they need, man. Great play out of Caillou to be able to weave that one into the goal.
Oh, speaking of great plays, the follow-up from Sneaky is an ever so nice flip reset to try and put that one on target. No such luck in it hitting the back of the net, but we can see Kleinheim Army has absolutely come alive now. They are really getting this offense together, and they are trying to just get another goal here. With 2.5 minutes remaining, they have plenty of time to just get this offense together one more time. Oh boy, but they probably should work on communication if they want to get there. That's not necessarily the greatest touch out of Caillou, and now it's left the team very exposed here. Here comes Grupo Terricola with their first offense in quite some time. And I think we might have unfortunately lost Rome again here, and well, Rome, that's a bit of a shame, as all of a sudden we're right back into even more action. Caillou flicks this one up high and immediately slammed home on the other end. And do we have you back? Rome, have you returned just past that third goal? Maybe not. We're going to wait a second. We're going to wait until Rome gets on back in here. Hopefully we can get him into the booth soon enough, because, oh my word, I'm going to have a lot to show off once we get back here, because my oh my, in only about a minute of play, the change has switched hands once again. The favor now in favor of Grupo Terricola, as they are back on top with a 3-2 offense, and they find a fourth goal. No such luck. Denied out by Sneaky, and finally, maybe Rome, do we have you back, Rome? Have you returned? No, he is not back. No, he is not. Unfortunately not. It may take us a second to try and get back into this one, but it is okay because the action is still going to stay the same nonetheless here. 80 seconds left, and they're going to have to try and battle this one back. Kleinheim Army trying their darndest to just hold on to this one on defense here. Let's see if maybe we can get one more goal, though, out of the Kleinheim Army to rerun this one. No such luck. A good 50-50, though, and into the corner, and oh my, the intensity has absolutely turned up here, and I'm hoping my co-caster is back. Rome, have we got you back in the booth, my friend?
Yeah, you got me back. You got me back, and just like that, Klein is going to need to make a comeback, and they're going to need to make it very, very quickly if they want any chance. They were able to put one in the back of the net, but some great defense all around by Grupo is going to be keeping them up 3-2, and they're going to need that great defense for the next 35 seconds, because right now, this Klein squad, they are smelling blood in the water. They're trying to make a play out of thin air right now.
Oh, and well, they're going to get at least one. They found themselves a play. This one will go into the back of the net. It's not necessarily a goal that they forced on the side of Grupo Terricola, but hey, a goal is a goal, and overtime is overtime. If they can get there, that was already a far-fetched question as soon as they saw that deficit. Oh, wait a minute, maybe they can even take the win here off the backboard. Awkward positioning now for all of Grupo, meaning this can be a slow burn for Kleinheim Army. They're just going to try and find one good shot, and before it can even arrive, Rubix is up to deny it here. I like this, though. KKA really playing this one methodically. They are waiting for that opportunity and know they have enough time to find it. Could this be the one? Sneaky up for this one. Gets the 50-50, meaning there will be a follow-up. Caillou, shot on target and into the back of the net. And with 1 second left, KKA take the lead.
Oh my goodness, they were able to get it in at the very last second. That is incredible. I was about to say we're going to be seeing an overtime, 5 seconds left to go. It looked like it was going to happen, but no. Klein going to be securing it, and just like that, they are going to be going up 1-0 in this series against Grupo Terracola. What am I watching right now? What a comeback.
You might need to watch a little bit further here because, oh my gosh, here comes an offense. This is shot. It's on target, and we're going to overtime. 4-4 here on 0 seconds with 1 left after kickoff. Somehow, some way, Grupo Terracola hold on. What?
Man, in the face of adversity, Grupo Terracola is letting you know we are here to stay, and my mind is blown. What a comeback by Klein, all to be thwarted by the likes of Grupo Terracola. And oh my goodness, man, such a close goal, but that save is going to be coming out, and we got an amazing overtime brought to you by HyperX. And man, this one is going to be a doozy of one because, man, this matchup has already been a banger to begin with, and it's going to end that way, I'm guessing, as well.
I have to imagine so. With the goals that have been scored so far, it's going to have to be something spectacular if you want to break through and change this one up. And it could be right here. Flip reset. Not quite able to find the back of the net. Caillou not able to get a good enough touch. But speaking of good touches here, Stizzy got a lot of time and space on the ball. Not quite able to get enough boost to hold on to that dribble. But that just leaves room now for Sneaky to go the other way. He's tried this flip reset once. Can he get it again? He can get the setup for his teammate. And Caillou will drill that into the back of the net. In the come-from-behind victory, Klein Army will take the win.
Being down 3-1, bringing it back to going up 4-3, just to have the heartbreak of it being tied up in an overtime last-second goal to make it go to overtime. What kind of a game was that? That was one of the best games of Rocket League that I've ever casted. That one was a great one from both of these squads, man. Both of them impressed, both of them put on, and I have no clue who was going to win this series after that game.
Dude, all I'm happy about is we got to watch that series. What a spectacular back and forth here, and what a performance from Klein Army here. They just look unreal. The resiliency from a team like that to have a heartbreaker of a goal at the 0 second mark after almost guaranteeing themselves the win. I can tell you this personally, Rome. I'm in that situation. I throw my controller against the wall and go, yep, that's it. They get the win. I'm done at this point. They do not. Very well done, very well played, declined Klein Army, and they don't seem to be missing a beat. Into game number 2, out the gates firing.
Yeah, already trying to make something happen, and man, this Klein squad, they have really showed some resilience. We always talked about the mindset that you have to have in these series, in these matchups, going up against juggernauts like this squad in Grupo. You gotta be clean, you gotta be smooth, you gotta be calm, you gotta be collected, and that's exactly what this Klein squad is showing right now.
Oh my word, and they're doing a great job at displaying that so far. Game number 2, and already you can see how tense this one is. Neither team want to give as much space anymore here. They are not willing to just allow this ball to go into empty space and the other team to develop an attack. 10 goals in game number 1 might have been a bit too much for the two teams to handle, but they're going to have to at least handle the one. Already up on top, Grupo Terracola find their first goal.
Yeah, Grupo coming out firing just like that, man. A beautiful, beautiful play already going up 1-0, but like we have seen, no lead is safe when it comes to the Klein squad, simply because if they can come back from being down 3-1 against this squad to eventually win the first game, like, the sky's the limit for this squad, because we know what Grupo is capable of, so taking them out in that first game is massive. It's just a huge advantage in a game, that in a series that can honestly go either way with both of these squads playing at such a high level.
Yeah, right now it's just such an intense back and forth, and like you said, the high level has allowed us to see some spectacular goals here, but unfortunately this second game is starting to look a little bit muted for the Klein Army, and yeah, as they make a miss on the back end, you can really see the difference here. Grupo settled down a little bit here. They're not going for as flashy of plays, and they've really broken the pace of play overall. It's made Klein look, I'd say, a little bit uncomfortable overall here, Rome.
Yeah, and that's one of their patented plays. You know, Stizzy going to be pressuring up, bouncing it off the backboard, just leaving it off for Rubik's to finish off. And just like that, they got a second goal. And just like that, they're going to be getting a third one. My goodness, Rubik's taking advantage. You saw him jump at the opportunity. He realized that's an open goal. I'm going to swoop around you, Stizzy. I got your back. I don't even need you to tap this one. I'm going to go ahead and put that in myself. Just a great play by Rubik's to read and react off of the mistake from this Klein squad. And man, Grupo Terricola is looking out for blood, but 3-0 lead, I don't even feel safe from this Grupo squad.
Yeah, you can't. You literally cannot. Against a team like Klein Army who can just pop off out of nowhere, you cannot start getting too comfortable here. And this is something we saw from Grupo earlier today as well. They got too comfortable, and all of a sudden, I believe it was Wabi's squad who kept this one really... No. Excuse me, not Wabi's squad. I'm going to have to remember who. Not important at the moment, as Grupo are going to score a fourth goal. But that's the thing. They've got to just keep pressing like this. If they get too comfortable and allow that little bit of a lull, that little bit of space will be enough that a team like Klein Army could get right back into them.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, 4-0 lead now. You know, Grupo, they're going to be feeling very, very good. They just want to extend that lead as much as possible. Like you said, you want to put them in a position where they don't even feel like a comeback is viable, because guess what? If this Klein squad can make the comeback they made in the last game with all the clutch goals that we saw, we know that they're capable of doing the exact same thing right here and bringing this one back in very, very quick fashion. We've seen them score very, very quick goals back-to-back, so wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. We've also seen last-second goals already. We've seen some overtime goals. We've seen some pretty amazing goals so far, and just like that, that one's barely not going to be going in. My goodness, I thought that was going to be a great opportunity.
Thought so as well, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to seal the deal here, because with almost about half the game remaining, Klein Army are starting to find themselves some more chances. Overall, they haven't necessarily been too threatening, but speaking of threatening chances, okay, maybe it's not a threatening chance. I'll eat my words, as I thought that would be a breakaway goal for Klein Army. No such luck, though. Grupo Terricola a bit too fast for them, and they will recover. Chance to shoot on target here, though. Not quite able to be received, and Sneaky waiting way back for that one. I get if they're going to try and play this one defensively overall. They're recognizing that Grupo are a little bit too lethal of a team for them to play aggressive, but with under 2 minutes left and a 4-goal deficit, maybe now is not the time to start getting defensive, because you guys have got to try and pull out all the stops here. You want a shot at finishing this in 2, you need to get aggressive and in the face, because Grupo Terricola are doing exactly that, and they're up by 5.
Yeah, and just like that, you know, that's just a big confidence booster, especially if this Grupo squad is going to be able to shut this Klein team out. That's just going to be massive going into this game number 3, because right now it's looking like we're most likely going to be seeing a game number 3, which we love to see, man, especially between two squads like this. And man, all I got to say right now is that this Grupo squad is going to have a lot of confidence, right? This Klein squad has shown that they can have the strength mentally to come back when they're down. So after losing in such a fashion, going into this game number 3, the way these two squads have been playing, who do you got winning this game number 3? I'm going to ask you early. I'm going to say, go ahead and say that this one's over.
All right, I would agree with you. I do think that this one is over, but the way this game ends determines what I say here. If Grupo Terricola hold on to this 5-0, they take the win outright in game number 3. If we can see at least a goal for the side of Klein Army, I'm inclined to say that they're going to take this one. And the reason is because it just kind of feels like Klein Army never really had a chance to get momentum back in their favor in this game. They came out the gates feeling a little bit uncomfortable, stayed in that uncomfortable position, and as time went on, as they tried to adjust, they just kept taking themselves out of this one further and further. Their offense kind of stopped being as powerful. Their defense got lackluster to the point where it was leaving space for Grupo to develop. And so I think it's one of these things where we need to see that switch from Klein. They need something to ignite them, and if they can find a goal here, that might just be enough, but we're going to have to see. KKA at this point are a very capable team, but they need to try and keep this confidence, and if they can do so in Game 3, I see them taking the series.
Yeah, and there's going to be no shutouts here. Is Klein able to get their first goal? That's going to be massive for their confidence going into this second game. They just have to keep that up. They have to keep that momentum. 20 seconds left here. You just got to try and put something together. Make sure your coordination's on point, because going into this game number 3, it is going to be a bloodbath. I'm expecting a lot of defense, as Grupo was able to put up a great amount of numbers against them in this first game, and they were looking absolutely incredible in this game number 2.
Yeah, they really are looking incredibly strong so far here. Grupo Terricola take the win in game 2 and do so not by a shutout, but definitely convincing, to put it simply here. At 5-1, it's one of these things where it did kind of feel like when Grupo had momentum in their favor, no one was able to take them down, whether that be KKA or any of the other teams that we had seen here today. The main thing about it, though, is I still feel like in game number 1, the reason that KKA won that one is because of the fact that they never really let Grupo Terricola get away with the momentum there. Yes, they had some momentum, but it kind of just felt like it was going back and forth. And in a game like that, it's very possible for a team like KKA to take the win. If we see Grupo start out the gates with a goal here, I think it's going to be over before it even begins. Wait a minute, hold up, this is off the backboard. Thought that one was going in, Rome. Had we seen a kickoff goal immediately, wait, okay, I was about to say, we see a kickoff goal immediately.
Oh.
This whole thing goes on its head, but no such luck. Instead, Grupo gonna go the other way, and we can hold on to the 0-0 for now.
Yeah, that was such a close opportunity. You see this squad already coming out. Grupo on this offensive end. They are not letting up whatsoever. Beautiful saves, beautiful defense coming out of these squads already. First 30 seconds. And man, right now it is where, like I said, I would figure that this Klein squad would be focused more on stopping Grupo, not letting them score these goals and get this early advantage. And right now you can see just trying to keep this one out of their own goal is this Klein squad, and they're going to need to boot this bad boy out immediately because Grupo not letting up.
I would agree with you on that one. I think the key word there is booting it out. Trying to play this one out to midfield like we just saw is only going to allow for even more pressure. And a Grupo Terricola, at a certain point, you got to boom the ball away, pick up some boost, and then go right back to defense here. And instead, they never really tried to get out of defense and restart it altogether here. KKA, awkward position out the gates, and that does not bode well for the future of this team in orange.
Yeah, already a 1-0 lead for Grupo. Very, very solid pass coming out of Rubik's, giving that one to Stizzy. Stizzy finally going to be getting a goal. Seems like it's been a while since we've seen Stizzy make a play like that. So, you know, it's nice to see him back in business, back comfortable.
Whoop, did we unfortunately lose you again? I think that Rome, unfortunately, might have dropped one more time. Hopefully, we can get him back in here before the conclusion of game number 3 here, because we finally get that game number 3, and it really is living up to everything we could have hoped for. 3 minutes remain here, and KKA starting to get an offense together, but they've got to be careful here. We've seen this before. If Grupo Terricola get a chance to counterattack, they are rather lethal with it. And with KKA both pressing up this far, it means they have to scramble into a defense, and here's what happens when you scramble. Unfortunate touches like this one out of Caillou are going to be rather inevitable, and before they can get back, Rubik's will score, and Sneaky, unfortunately, just trying to get on back there. That's a heartbreaker, especially for a team like KKA, who are really just trying to keep this one close. They don't want to let momentum come away from them, so to see that happen, to see Sneaky not quite be able to find the same sort of success on defense or offense as the last game, makes me think that this one might be over already here. A 2-0 in favor of Grupo is not going to be a death sentence, to put it simply, but Rome, I'm interested in your thoughts here. You've returned and now it's 2-0. Is there still a chance for KKA to make this comeback happen?
Yeah, I mean, 7-1 in the last, 8 minutes or so from the side of Grupo. They're just looking very, very strong altogether. And like I said, you don't want them to take this early lead. But just as I say that, Caillou going to be able to break that defensive shell and going to be putting this one in the back of the net. And just like that, the Klein squad, they have life. And we have seen them come back from a 2-goal deficit before to tie it up and end up taking game number 1. Maybe their fortunes will be the same here in game number 3 as they brought this thing back to a 1-goal game.
I cannot believe we are even here, though, to be 100%. Grupo Terricola, I thought would be able to hold on. It looked like momentum was fully in their favor, but all of a sudden, you get one good 50-50, and KKA are right back into this one. The Kleinkind Army have done a really good job at staying resilient, staying in this game, and not giving up. Now they finally find themselves some momentum. Can they do something with it, though? Shot into the backboard. Sneaky will commit, and that's a little bit of a bold move here. We've mentioned this before. If you try and play too aggressive against a team like Grupo, they will score on the counter. Quick little 1-2, and they are right back with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, like you said, you can't make... Oh, my goodness. That was almost a double fake by Rubik's. as that one just went straight in, man. And that is such a good feeling if you're the offensive player, simply because you know that you got that amazing juke out. And just like I say that, Rubik's going to be scoring yet again. Just a beautiful demo coming out. And just like that, Rubik's going to be passing that up. And since the demo came out, that's a wide open goal. Stizzy didn't even need to touch that bad boy.
Oh boy, and we were talking about, is this one out of hand when Grupo was up 2-0 here. Now they're up 4-1, and it's starting to look like a repeat of some of the other games we've seen from Grupo before here today. They look dominant. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Even at their best, KKA have been able to slow down Grupo and play against them, but they haven't really been able to make Grupo uncomfortable, and that's something that we have yet to see a team at all do here today. It's just make Grupo feel like they don't have the advantage. Now, they did get a goal back here, but with about a minute 30 remaining, I guess it's possible, Rome, but it's very unlikely.
Possible and unlikely, but definitely not out of the question, man. It's going to be very, very close between these squads. Oh, man, it's going to be so good right here, because we already know that this Klein squad can come back. And so now the question is, oh! What a fake by Stizzy, but he's not able to make it complete. Oh my goodness, I thought that would have been an incredible goal. Definitely would have made the top 10 right there. Demo going to be coming out on Rubik's. So let's see if they're going to be able to make a play off of this potentially. And right now, they've got to make something happen. We know that they can score a couple of goals within a minute, so it's not out of the question. Just like that, going to be barely going against the crossbar. Almost going to be bringing this thing into a one-goal game. Now some defense coming out from Caillou. 1 minute remaining now, but they're going to need 2 goals if they want to tie this bad boy up and send it to another overtime.
I am heartbroken for the side of KKA right now. That goal needed to go in. It would have given them so much extra time to try and develop a second one. Okay. Thought Stizzy might have just own goaled there and was about to lose my absolute mind, but no such luck on that one. And unfortunately for KKA, we'll have to get it done another way. But my oh my, do they do exactly that. Beautiful drop down pass, and Caillou will slam this one home.
Yeah, great play all around, and just like that, 1 goal game, 37 seconds, excuse me. Plenty of time left on the clock for this Klein squad to be able to put something together, and now it's going to be all about showing that offensive prowess and making something happen, because right now this Grupo squad, we know what they're capable of, and they said 35 seconds, they just can't score a goal. We can make that bad boy happen, but if you're the side of Klein, you got to be able to feel like you can defeat the odds right here and catch them off guard and maybe be able to do exactly that, as you're going to be able to fake out the defense and guide that bad boy right in, simply making them make a very small mistake, but it was extremely costly, as he's going to be shoving him into the back of the net. A beautiful goal, and Klein has just tied this bad boy up 4-4 with 17 seconds.
I am astonished. I have got nothing but just silence to give to you folks right now, because any extra words I would throw on top would just take away from the action at hand. So with 10 seconds left, let's just watch and see what happens, because we've got one more chance for Grupo to try and get something in. No such luck, and the ball hits the ground. Overtime, game number 3, brought to you by HyperX, and this is everything we could have hoped for, Rome.
Yeah, 2 overtimes in 1 series. I don't think that happens too often, unless these teams are on the caliber as both of these squads. And this Klein squad has shown so much grit and grind to be able to come back 2 different games from a 2-goal deficit and bring this bad boy back. And just like this, man, it's just going to be 1 goal that decides it. That is all you need. When it's all said and done, it doesn't matter how all the other minutes played out. It doesn't matter that you had to make a crazy comeback. All that matters is getting this first goal. That is all that you need.
And there it is. 35 seconds into this one, I felt like I blinked and I missed it, but the pass out to the center was way too quick, and all of a sudden, Sneaky shoots one in here in the just most unbelievable of fashions. KKA have come back from a 4-1 deficit to win game 3 and take it in overtime. Congratulations to the Kleinkind Army. You have won and move on to the grand finals.
Yeah, Klein knocking Grupo Terricola out, and this is going to be the first time that Grupo isn't going to be in the finals for this month's qualifiers. So that is a big accomplishment from this squad. And man, this Klein squad that you said, guess what? They've taken out some teams, and guess what? Now's the time where you got to show if you could take out one of the big dogs, and they were able to do that right there as they take Grupo out in amazing fashion. Let's not act like this was a Klein game. Like, I feel like Grupo Terricola played the overall better game, but it was just Klein's ability to come back repeatedly, just to have that mental strength to know exactly what you want to do in a comeback and to do it twice in overtime. That's just incredible.
Fantastic. I've got nothing but compliments for the Kind Army there because, like you said, they recognized what they needed to do to try and get into that one, to try and come back. And what they saw is the same thing that they scored their first couple goals with. Grupo, they played a very offensive game. And if you could recognize when they were a little bit vulnerable on defense and exploit that to the nth degree, all of a sudden you've got yourself a goal. And they did that 3 times in a row. Matter of fact, make it a fourth because they technically got the 4th one in overtime as well. Fantastic play. Congratulations to KKA. But like we said, your night is not quite done yet. You've got one more team to try and battle now. It is a Kind Army versus Wavi's Wise Whales. And this is an interesting one because not only is this the first time that we have a grand final without Grupo Terricola for the first month, this is the first time we have this final ever. I've never seen KKA in the finals. I've never seen Wavi's Wise Whales in the finals. Now, both of them guarantee themselves at minimum some money here and guarantee themselves some spots at the end of the month. So, all of a sudden, Rome, this final bracket has gotten very spicy.
Oh yeah, qualifier number 3. This is where you got to pull out all the stops. This is where all the teams that have been hiding in the shadows are going to be coming out. And who knows, maybe these squads were just waiting in the mist. They said, oh, we got this in the bag. We'll just wait till the 3rd qualifier. We got this one. We'll take that easy 175. And look, now both of these teams are sitting here in the finals. They're both in the money. They're both feeling good, both feeling amazing, going to be able to buy, you know what I'm saying, something with these, you know, maybe some nice decals that they want for their cars, things like that. Who knows? But either way, man, either way, both of these squads definitely deserve to be in the finals right now. The Whales, they've been putting in so much work throughout this entire day. I know that both of these squads are probably tired. They're both ready to get this bad boy popping. Probably don't want to be sitting around waiting too long because guess what? Both of these squads have shown they can come out hot. They've both shown that they have comeback potential. They've both shown that they have very strong mentals, and that's going to equal up for an amazing matchup between these two squads here today.
That's the big thing here, is that we are just hoping for a good back and forth amongst these two teams here. And in a best of 5, which we have now moved into, there is plenty of time for both of these teams to really develop themselves. We are going to start off. First two maps are going to be in North America. So Wavi's Wise Whales are going to have the advantage for the first 2 maps. But then we get on to the second half of the series, and it's all EU. So this is one of these things where I think for Wavi's Wise Whales, they need to come out the gates firing. If they do not, at minimum, take one of the maps on their home turf, this is a game that goes to KKA.
Yeah, and you were hyping up Wavi this entire time. We got to see if he's going to be able to make your dreams come true because, you know, right now they have a tall task ahead of them because... But as I say that, Caden... Gonna be making that tall task a little bit shorter, gonna be putting a goal in off the rip for the Whales, and just like that, the Whales are gonna be making a sighting early.
Oh my word, they are out the gates firing here, and beyond just out the gates firing here, they're showing that, yeah, we might have just spent about 40 minutes, you know, watching back that last series here, but guess what? It doesn't matter. We are still gonna keep the momentum in our favor. We're still gonna stay just as hot as before, and I gotta love it. So far here, Wavi's Wise Whales have gotten better every time we see them play. And that player in particular has really started to pop off. Caden's starting to come alive here. And if Wavi's Wise Whales wants to take down KKA, they are absolutely going to need that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to want to come out to a hot start, though, because, you know, we've seen what Klein can do when they've gotten down. You know, it seems like they almost have that Rocky mentality where, you know, if they go down a couple goals, go down 2 or 3 goals, they're just getting stronger and stronger and saying, we got this comeback in the bag. We're going to be able to make it happen because we know that we're the better team.
I gotta like that. I do like that mentality of just never say die. You get into this really bad rut, and most other teams would just get too deflated to the point where they can't come back. Doesn't happen for Wavi's Wise Whales at this point. Or excuse me, for Kind Army here. They've really shown that resiliency is one of their best features Question is whether or not they're going to be able to show that again here, because they are already down by 1 goal. Not quite out of this one yet, by no stretch of the imagination, I would say, out of this one. But if they endure another goal here, it's not going to bode well. Wavi's Wise Whales have spent a lot of time on their opponent's half, and they're going to find a second goal to show for it. Good pinch out of midfield, and Caden will slot in another.
Yeah, that was an amazing pinch out of Caden against the wall right there, man. Just great mechanics to know the situation, know you can hit that angle, make that bad boy go straight to the goal. Guided that one in with some ease, and just like that, the Whales going up 2-0. And man, this is the same position that we've seen the Klein kind army in so many times, and they're going to need to make yet another comeback. And who knows, it might be starting off with this counterplay right here, but that one is going to get thwarted out. So it looks like Caillou and company have other ideas, sending this one back the other way.
And it the other way, but immediately thwarted by, I believe that was Wavi on the back end here. Caden's going to take this one out, and I thought we'd see another follow-up, but no such luck. This one going to bounce into the middle. It's actually on target. Caden with these pinches so far here. You get him on his normal ping, and all of a sudden he can just hit a pinch from anywhere, but unfortunately it's not going to be quite enough to find another goal here. They are only up by, never mind, I take it back. It will be enough to find another goal, because Wavi this time goes cross-court, and they are up by 3.
Oh my goodness, just the counter to punch it out and punch it all the way back with the precision at the right angle, man. Great shot out of Wavi, and him and his Wise Whales are seeming very wise right now, because they got all the angles, they got the plays, and more importantly, they got the defense to hold it up and stop this Klein army.
That's the big thing here, is that the defense has really stood tall in a place where we didn't necessarily know if it would stand tall here. Wavi's Wise Whales, the most question marks that we have had for this team have been on their defense and their inability to really shut down teams who are effective. And listen, I don't know about everybody, but I, for one, would say that KKA are an effective team when it comes to offense here. So to see them this muted for the first half of game number 1, really surprising, to put it simply.
Yeah, and like you said, already 3 minutes have gone past, and, you know, nothing to show for from this Army squad. And, you know, the Whales are just looking extremely good with a beautiful save right there from Wavi, man. Plays like that are the reason why they are still ahead. And, man, trying to make some sneaky stuff happen is Wavi, but no. Wavi going to be able to make another nice save just like that, booting this bad boy out yet again. And, man, and just like that, we might be seeing a nice counterplay.
Oh my god. Okay, at least Caillou hits that one into the back of the net. I hate when you see a goal like this and you don't even want to emphasize the goal. Look at that save. Wavi, what an amazing save. It is going to still be a goal for KKA, but oh my word, Wavi's Wise Whales really standing up when it matters most.
Yeah, and right now the Whales are really going to have, because I'm sure that they watched the last series. They know that this team has made 2 comebacks. Yeah, they want to put them away any opportunity that they can get. And so there you go. Going to be going up 3 goals right now, but still 1 minute and 20 seconds. This Klein squad can still make a crazy comeback. I would not be comfortable if I'm the Whales. I'm shelling up that defense, waiting for an opportunity, waiting for this Army squad to make a mistake.
Yeah, that's the big thing here, is you cannot get too complacent here. This is something we saw before. Like we mentioned, the team that KKA just beat in Grupo Terricola had this on occasion where they'd get lulled into a full sense of security, try and switch up their playstyle to make it a little bit too passive, and then all of a sudden the team would take advantage of that. I'm not so sure if Wavi's Wise Whale are a team that's going to start playing passive to the point where they give opportunities to KKA here, but again, that never say die attitude is terrifying if you're a team like Wavi's Wise Whales. You've got to be careful, because goals like this can come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, the lead cut down to 2.
Yeah, exactly. You get a goal every 25 seconds or so, and then you got a tie game, and just like that, gonna be 4-2 as the Army's able to sneak one in. Caillou, nice goal coming out of him. 54 seconds, 2-goal game before this one's tied up, and we got to see an overtime. Now, we've seen the Army do this multiple times already today, and now it's just going to be about repeating that process.
Multiple times here, oh my word, but unfortunately this one's not really going to benefit them in any way, shape, or form here. I think that was a bump. I think Wabi got a little bit of a bump on Sneaky there, and that's the reason that they weren't able to make this save, but nonetheless, the save never arrived, and all of a sudden, Wabi's Wise Whales are back up to a 3-goal lead here. With 50 seconds remaining, it is technically possible, but unless they basically get kickoff goals, which they have not, this is kind of out of hand for KKA.
Yeah, 100%. 40 seconds. KKA is going to be needing to pull something, pull a rabbit out of a hat, essentially. You got to make magic happen, because right now, the way the Whales have been playing, man, it's just going to be so hard. Because the Whales overall, they're going to have so much confidence in this best of 5 going into this second map, especially with this first one being on the NA side.
100%. And again, at this point, because we are on the NA side, it's about trying to minimize the bleeding, I would say, for KKA here. They do probably need to take at least one game on their opponent's servers here, because otherwise they go back onto their own, having to reverse sweep. But I'm going to be honest here, as much as I do think that, ping can affect the outcome of a game, 3-goal difference? No, not a chance. I think that this was just straight up Wavi's Wise Whales outplayed them in this first game. And similar to many other teams that we've seen here tonight, I think it was just a case of, you stand up, you get into your fight, and you don't really expect to just kind of have a team come out swinging like that. I've made this statement many times. I'll continue to, because I think it's such a good analogy, but everybody has got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Everybody talks about how, oh, I'm the best fighter ever. I'm the best this. I can take a brawl. And all of a sudden you get hit and you go, oh no, I don't know what to do. And that's kind of what we saw to KKA there, is that they didn't really expect that offense. Wavi's Wise Whales come out with it, and all of a sudden, they're just kind of flabbergasted. Game 2 underway. They need to recover Rome. There's no two ways about it. They've got to refocus their mental and stick with it.
Yeah, 100%. Now is where you have to regain. You're able to come back in a game. Now you got to make sure that you're able to come back in a series, because even in the last series, they were up 1-0. They had that comfortable lead, so that second game, they were able to drop that one still with the hopes of winning that third game. But now you're down in an 0-1 hole, and this one's a best of 5, so you're playing the long game. Getting that early lead is just so important, and if you're the side of the Whales, you're going to be feeling extremely good, especially after that redirect, almost going to be going in the goal. A great save, though, coming out of the Army, man, to make this thing 0-0 still after the first 40 seconds.
They're looking pretty strong here. I got to give it to KKA. Last game, I'm not so sure if they had been able to save that, but they can't save this. Wavi with a reverse flick, and this is disgusting. Look at the patience on this one. Waits to see if Sneaky's going to bite, and then just as soon as he jumps, unloads with a flick. That's a hell of a way to put the first goal on the board.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful play right there. And hey, if you're capable of making plays like that, you're capable of anything, especially capable of getting first place in this qualifier number 3. But just as I say that, Caden going to be adding insult to injury, making them go up 2-0 as the Whales putting on a show in this game number 2. They got all that confidence from that game 1 win, and it looks like they are putting it on display right here in the second one.
And I really like how they're adjusting right now. And one minor thing that I don't even think most teams would recognize as an adjustment, they're starting to play this one on the ground. They're recognizing that KKA are pretty capable when they go in the air, so take a shot on the ground. Don't go to the aerial. Go for a flick. And notice how well it's working. They are up 3-0 here, and every shot so far has been within 5 feet of the ground, basically.
Yeah, every single shot has been incredibly on point as well. The thing is, it feels like whenever they get an opportunity to score, they are making the most of it. And oh man, Caillou not able to put that one in the back of the net. That's when he's gonna wish that he could have had back. But man, this squad, in the Klein squad, man, they've been down this entire time, the last 2 games, and just like that, Wavi gonna be putting them up 4-0. As now this Klein squad, they are just in a world of hurt, because now the Whales, they already have the 1-0 advantage in the series, and now going up 4-0 in the first minute and 20 seconds, that has got to be demoralizing for this Army squad.
Wavi is the smartest player I've ever seen play. What on earth was that out of the corner? You see a player approach boost and you normally think, okay, cool, so we'll go for the 50-50 here. He sees the other player approach boost and goes, all right, they're not going to get a touch. I'm just going to shoot on target. Wavi's Wise Whales have beyond impressed me at this point, because I'll be 100% on this one. I came into this one a little bit skeptical at whether or not they'd really be able to give a fight against KKA, because again, they did take the win in their last matchup in a little bit of odd circumstances, and while they very much did look like they could have won that last matchup, I wasn't so sure if they'd be able to beat the likes of Grupo Terracola or KKA. I am not only mistaken on that one, they're showing they can do it pretty handily. Yes, they do concede a goal here, but with a 4-1 lead here, even if they don't necessarily hold on to this lead, it's already impressive enough. Fantastic play out of the WWW team. Question is now, can we see that same type of play out of KKA? First goal, Rome, that's huge.
Yeah, first goal is big, definitely big for confidence, but you're going to have to make more of it. You got to make more of it happen simply because we know what this Wales squad is capable of. They're capable of scoring at any point during the game. They go up and they don't like to give that lead up. And man, right now, this Wales squad is just looking on point.
They're looking very concentrated, too. You can see they're not going for unnecessary challenges on the back end there. A lot of other teams are going to try and play this little bit of bully ball, this nuisance play style where they get up in your face. They don't give you the room to try and develop a play. They don't want to allow you to get something intricate going off. And, well, we're not really seeing that out of Wabi's Wise Wales right now. They don't care if you want to try and set up something intricate. Okay, fine. That's an unnecessary touch that they can then go ahead and counter. And that's what we're seeing right now is a lot of this very methodical play where they just wait for their chances. Ooh. But maybe they're getting a bit too patient, given some time and space, and all of a sudden, Kleinkind Army have cut the lead in half.
And just like that, the Army starting to make a comeback yet again. Now they only need 2 goals. They've been in this situation before, and they were in this situation with more time on the clock. So let's see if this Klein Army is going to be able to make another crazy comeback. They've already done it twice today. Will this be the 3rd time? Will the 3rd time be the charm? We just got to wait and find out, because we already know. If you're the Whales, you are not comfortable right now in this situation.
Not at all. They've got to be very careful here because with 100 seconds left, there's plenty of time. Uh-oh, KKA to get another goal here, especially when you have a double commit like that. Initial challenge doesn't really work out, so the follow-up is going to have to be perfect, and it's another double commit. Wabi's Wise Wales will get away with this one and actually turn it into an offense here, but they got to be careful of that one. Double commits in a 2v2 are almost a death sentence to a certain degree. But not if the team keeps letting this angle be open. We saw Wabi hit it the first time. This time it's Caden, and what is KKA going to learn? They can't leave the net open if there's a ball in the corner.
Yeah, Caden with a great angle on that one, able to redirect that one and put that one in the back of the net. Great stuff out of the Whales, and now 3-goal lead, minute 20 seconds left. It is going to be such a close call, especially if you're going to, oh no! Caden not able to put it in, but it's all good because his teammate Wabi going to be coming in to clean it up. And that's a 4-goal lead now with only a minute 15 left. And I'm pretty sure that might have been the nail in the coffin.
I think it's going to have to be. With about 75 seconds left here on the clock, there is technically a chance at KKA coming back here, but they basically need to score kickoff goals. Yes, they can dilly-dally a little bit, but they definitely can't allow something... Wait a minute. What?
Like that. Like that. Uh-oh. Just like that, Caillou going to be getting another goal. Yeah, there is life in this squad. 3 goals, 1 minute, 8 seconds. It's possible. We've seen some crazy things happen, but we're going to need to see. I don't even know if you call a 2-point comeback. If you call that a rabbit out of a hat, this is sawing a whole human in half at this rate, because they need some serious magic to make a 4-point comeback possible. But who knows, man? If anyone's going to be able to make it happen, it's going to be this Klein squad.
I would have to agree with you on that one. If anyone's going to get this done, it's going to be KKA. They have shown that never say die attitude, and they have epitomized it so thoroughly. Uh-oh, but guess who else has shown that absolute never say die? Wabi's Wise Wales have continued to keep this aggression up. They do not want to start relenting at any moment, and here is why. They know that if they cannot hold on to a significant enough lead, they're going to leave gaps for KKA to get right back into this one. Not if they double commit. Yeah, Caillou knew that was a mistake the minute that it happened there. Recognizes the double commit's going to leave his teammate exposed, and even if we don't see a score there from Wabi's Wise Wales, they've wasted enough time to secure this game. 20 seconds left here. Maybe they can get one for the road, but no such luck. Instead, it'll be WWW to try and take one.
Oh,
Wabi goes for a little bit of a pinch off the backboard, but listen, the outcome, all the same nonetheless. A dominant victory here for the Wabi's Wise Wales, but it needed to be Rome. We go back to EU after this one, and we could have an entirely different ballgame on our hands.
Oh yeah, 100%, because we know what that ping difference can make in these certain situations when you got to hit those perfect angles, things like that. But man, a three goal lead in the first one. If you want to call that goal a little cheeky goal, we'll go ahead and count them for 7 total, even though they did put 8 up on the board. But still, either way, a 4-goal lead, 5-goal lead, whatever way you want to chalk it up, the Whales are looking extremely good. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be able to end this thing in 3 games simply because of that confidence factor. You get the confidence, you won so comfortably in 2 different games. Who knows, man? The Whales' offense is looking very strong.
Yeah, it's looking extremely strong right now. And again, it's really all up to their opponents here. KKA have shown they have the resiliency to stay in games like that. They have the ability to, but I really do think it's something you and I were speaking about earlier that has separated these two teams. The defense for KKA have left them stranded in numerous moments here. They have had these open nets, I would say specifically that problem of the corner. If you're going to have a team who is lethal enough to strike from pretty much anywhere, you cannot be leaving the net open when they start to get into offense. Even if you think you have a little bit of safety because you're in the corner, don't even take that chance. At this point, there's no chances you can take. You've got to be careful here because a team like WWW is absolutely going to punish.
Yeah, 100%. And they punished them multiple times that game, scoring so many goals, especially the ones that, were during the time that actually mattered. I'd probably say going up 6-7-3. That was just incredible showing overall from them, keeping up that goal per minute pace, and they're exceeding that. And if you're able to keep on exceeding that pace, you're going to be feeling very good. And their defense was looking pretty good, even though they conceded 3 different goals. We didn't see that same comeback power from this Klein squad that we've seen before in previous matches. So it's a nice job of the Whales to be able to keep them on their heels, keep them pressured back, not to let them tie this thing back up and send it to overtime that we've seen them do so many times.
Yeah, that's the big thing here is that they did not let them get to that overtime, because I do agree with you on that one. I think if KKA do get to an overtime, they're usually going to be the favorites there just because the resiliency of the team is absolutely unreal here. But so far, we haven't even gotten close to an overtime here. It's been 2 rather dominant victories for Wavies Wise Whales here. But again, it's not a guarantee so far here. We move back over to Europe. I don't think it's going to change up the series too drastically, but every once in a while it does. Every once in a while, a team that didn't necessarily have the confidence on away servers are going to have it on their home. And even if the ping doesn't necessarily make them play any difference, the confidence in that mental game is what makes them play difference here. So it's the same thing in Rocket League where teams every once in a while are going to be like, well, I'm not feeling good. Let me go change my preset. All you really did was change your skin, but it can be enough to change your mental all the way around.
Yeah, who knows, man? Maybe that might be it for them right here. Down a 2-0 hole right now. You got to make something happen. You got to make it happen quick. Simple as that. And just as I say that, Wavi going to be making something happen quick for his own side. And man, that's just not what you want to see if you are the side of the Klein Army.
That's also extremely surprising because another thing that really does get affected by ping, and I would say more than almost anything else in Rocket League, kickoffs. Usually if you have ping advantage on a kickoff, you're going to be able to score. But apparently, Wavies Wise Whales just aren't going to allow you to do that. How? Just how? How is that a save?
That was an incredible save. My goodness. Just great stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, this ball is going so close to going in. My goodness, man. That is 2 missed opportunities already. And man, I know if I'm Caillou, I'm wishing that I could restart this game, go back to those situations, try to put those ones back in the goal, take a tiny bit of a different angle, because that was such a good opportunity for this Army squad. And man, just beautiful plays all around coming out, and not going to be able to bounce that one in is Caillou. He is searching for that goal to tie this bad boy up, and he might have just helped tap that one in, but oh man.
God, you guys can't do this to me right now. My heart can't take this one. Absolutely racing back and forth as the pressure from both sides is just absolutely building. I'm going to lose my mind if this is the way that we play this one. Chaos reigning supreme, to put it simply. And we're only about a minute 15 into it. Wavies Wise Whales do have the lead, but they've looked like they could have given that up a numerous amount of times here. I'll say this much. KKA, that never say die attitude, is absolutely being displayed here in game number 3.
Oh yes, 100%. That's exactly what you want to see And man, right now, if you are the Wabi Whales, you know that you have a 2-0 advantage. You know what you have to do. Now you got that 2-0 goal lead as well. That's exactly what you need if you are the Whales. You got the confidence. You're good to go. Now it's all about playing the same situation you've been in the last 2 games against this Klein squad. You just got to keep up that pressure. Keep that defense nice and tight and make sure that those offensive goals are waiting for you. But Caillou, I say keep the defense nice and tight, and just like that, Caillou is going to score before I'm able to finish the sentence.
All of a sudden, sneaks one in out of nowhere here, and there we go. Lead cut in half, and KKA stay in this one. The Kleinkind Army have shown this before. They are not a team that you can count out at any single moment here, but I'm just surprised. I mean, there's no two ways about it. You move onto your home ping, you would imagine that you'd start out the gates just feeling at least a little bit more confident, but this looks like the same KKA from before. Not that the KKA from before was a bad team, but it just doesn't look like there's much of a difference here. No confidence boost, no momentum boost, none of that. It still seems like Wabi's Wise Whales, oh my word, have got them red! Oh, but they're gonna have to read the book at least one more time. The chapter not memorized quite yet. Luckily enough, they had a couple of notes sitting in their back pocket and were able to escape for now halfway through this game, and just barely Wabi's Wise Whales have held on to the lead.
Yeah, and man, that was so close coming out of this squad, man. Almost able to punch that one in yet again, man. They got to be able to find something here, man. 2.5 minutes left.
It's a heartbreaker every time. How many balls have we seen go off of either the post or within 1 foot of the post and going into the backboard for KKA here?
Yeah.
I know we can't pull up that statistic, but I'd love to see it because it feels like it's been at least 3 or 4 times here where so far KKA have just slammed one that could have been into the back of the net. I mean, look at another great example of that. Yes, we do see the follow-up there, but wouldn't you have rather had a shot on target to try and at least fluster the defense? All you've really done now is give them time to try and get set up, and ooh, they might not get set up, but it's okay because they're gonna hit the post again anyway. What is that, number 5? I'm not gonna try to count. We're gonna lose count if I try.
Yeah, so many goals that were so close, and just as we say that, Caillou gonna be putting another one in the back of the net to bring this thing to a 1-goal lead. They were down 2 goals yet again, and this time they have a little bit more life to them. Only going to need 1 more goal in the next 2 minutes to tie this bad boy up. Right now, Caillou, he is doing everything under the sun, everything in his power to bring this bad boy back. And right now, the Whales, if you're the Whales, you got to say, look, this isn't even on our ping. We're not supposed to be ahead right now. Let's just go ahead and play this bad boy safe. Let's not make any dumb plays. We just got to keep things nice and tight on this defensive side. And it seems like every single time that I say that, they end up getting a goal scored on them, so they're just going to need to keep that from happening. As right now, Caillou and company, they're going to be looking for any way possible to score, and as I said, no! Caden not going to be able to dish that one to himself low, going to be missing it. My goodness, such a close opportunity, not going to be able to capitalize.
Oh, and they just double committed in the corner as well here. Awkward positions all around, but no one's going to take advantage of that one. Caillou, you got to jump like that. You see a double commit out of your opponents, you have got to try and do whatever it takes to at least get a shot in there. Instead, now they've retreated. They're back on their own half, and they've decided that they're going to look for the counterattack only, and it's a bold move, to put it simply, because with only about a minute left, you can't afford to let opportunities like that go awry. It is go, 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 my friends. You've got to keep the Jets on this entire time, because if you blink, you might get scored on here. 53 seconds left. It's a 1v1 here, but with Caillou without any boost, this is not going to be much of a 1v1. Easy save out for Wavy, and now Caden can take it the other way, but they don't really need to find another goal here. All they need to do is hold on to this 1-goal lead, and Wabi's Wise Whales will take themselves the victory, and with 40 seconds and now a 2-goal lead, they might just do that.
Oh my goodness, finding exactly what they needed at the perfect time. Man, you absolutely love to see it. And now it's going to be all about that pressure. 38 seconds left. Can the Klein Army come back? Can they make another miracle comeback? Because right now the Whales might have just put that one in to secure their victory.
I think that they just might have 30 seconds left here. One more attempt. but it's off target. And at this point, unfortunately, that has been the epitome of this tale here for KKA here. Getting so close, but not quite able to cut it here with multiple shots ringing off the bar and backboard. They have unfortunately just been a little too inaccurate for their own good here. And well, Wavi's Wise Whales, they have not missed a beat. They have played absolutely fantastically, and the team that I hyped up was able to deliver here. They might have gotten knocked out early last week, but they sure as heck did not this week, making it all the way to the grand finals, and in 3-0 fashion, Wavi's Wise Whales are your Atlanta Community Open qualifier number 3 for October winners. Congratulations to the team, as I smack myself in the face with my glasses because I'm just too excited. Man, Rome, what a performance.
Yeah, Wavi and Kaden, they put on a show this entire time. Every single match that we casted to them, they put on a amazing performance, man. So all these matches that we casted today were special in their own way, and man, they definitely were a big reason for that. So big props to them for winning this one. Hey, the Wavi's Whales, look, man, it's looking like the Whales are feeling very good right now. So very happy for them yet again to win this qualifier number 3, because guess what? Qualifier number 3, a lot of people can say it's the most important one.
Not only is it the most important one, but it's the last one as well. We move on. This is the final qualifier. 8 teams have been selected. 8 teams will show up next week for their battle for a $500 prize. You guys are not going to want to miss this. October 28th, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It is going to be a $500 total for that final game here. And it's an interesting one because 350 go to first place, 100 to second place, and 50 to third, meaning that you really want to get that number 1 spot here. As great as it is to take second or third, number 1 is a big old payout, and it is a fantastic one at that. So, Rome, we have had a month of incredible Rocket League. You were here for 2 out of the 3 qualifiers. It was a pleasure to be able to cast with you, my friend. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Like we said, final qualifier here for October. So many incredible teams have shown up, but I gotta say, this was just one of the most incredible ones. It really was just so fantastic, and it gave us so much great action, and, well, it's some great action thanks to some lovely people. We want to give a huge shout-out real quick to both HyperX and Microsoft ATL for everything that they do here for the Atlanta Community Open. This entire event would not be possible without them, so we want to thank them for their partnership here, for all the support that they have given to the Atlanta Community Open, and once again, one more shout out to HyperX and Microsoft ATL for everything that they've done here today, because Rome, we got some incredible Rocket League action. Really just an absolute treat here. So many good things from so many good teams, and I gotta wonder if we're gonna ever be able to top this one, because we got a game 3, we got a best of 5 final, which showed the underdog, in my opinion, taking it out, and now all that's left is the grand finals. I mean, listen, grand finals is gonna be insane, but what a way to close out the qualifiers.
Yeah, 100%. At this point, I'm just excited for that main event because, like you said, only 8 teams are going to be making it, and that's extremely, extremely hard, especially with the player pool that we've been seeing in these qualifiers, especially today, man. Just so much talent all across the board. So I already know we thought that this was an amazing day. All I'm going to say is that next week might be even crazier, simply because we get to see all those top teams battling it out every single round, every single game. It is where it all matters. Like you said, first place trying to take home that $350 prize. It is going to be an absolute pleasure to watch that one next weekend. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing.
I cannot wait for that one. And, well, unfortunately, it's going to have to be something we do have to wait for. 1 week from today, though, we have got the grand finals of this one. So now I think it's time to wrap it on up here. Let's finish this one out for the night. Thank you, everybody who tuned in here for the Atlanta Community Qualifier number 3 for the month of October. It has been Bass in the Past. It has been Rome DMV. We want to give a quick shout out behind the scenes to Noah, who is helping everything go as smoothly as it has. But if you want to see even more of this smooth action, tune in next week for our grand final. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will see you next time. Bye.